What is going on, guys? It's your boy Chaos. Back here at the Chaos and Lou podcast with another live. And of course, you know, we got motherfucking Lou in the building. And again, guys, I know we keep doing this. This is a random one today. But we are excited for this one. Impromptu live. Those are the best ones, I think.
Yep.
You know, for those of you who are new here, we are a male self-development podcast. And at the end of the day, we are also talking about dating and some of the struggles that we have to deal with in this day and age. So you guys keep liking up the videos, keep subscribing. We are currently sitting at 466, almost to that 500 mark, guys. We appreciate that shit so much, man. Come on, keep doing it. Keep doing it. It's really important that you guys do it for us because, again, we get, you know, more views for this. Eventually, the podcast gets a little better. We are upgrading mics, as you guys can tell. We're constantly upgrading cameras, so the more you guys do this, the better the quality of the show is going to get for you guys. So essentially, we're not doing it for us, we're doing it for you guys. So please keep tuning in. Please keep hitting that like button, hitting that subscribe button. And then on top of that, as you guys have seen, we have a special guest by the thumbnail and by the title. And we are super excited for this one. It's one of those things that we've been wanting to do for a long time since we started this. But essentially, we got a special guest in the building all the way from Temecula. What is it? Temecula, California.
T-Town.
Yes, sir. She is a rising star on YouTube and a TikTok influencer. And we're super excited to have her in the building. Without further ado, the lovely Serena.
What's up, guys?
Yes, ma'am. How are you doing today?
I'm great. How are you?
Oh, we're doing lovely. Happy to have you in here finally.
I'm excited.
I know. It's been something we've been talking about for the past couple of days.
Yeah, absolutely.
So right off the bat, we got to ask, what made you want to do a podcast?
Well, you know, I found you through TikTok, or you found me through TikTok because I was talking about one of my bad relationships that I had.
Yes.
And yeah, we just kind of connected through there. I'm very open and honest about the things that I have experienced. I can't say all men are the same, but I can only say my experience, and I think that's what really connected us through that.
Nice. Yeah, you know, it's funny because when I did get into your live, you like legit shouted the guy out by name, username, and everything.
I won't do that this time.
She was serious. I was like, damn. But, you know, that's
fresh.
okay.
It's fresh.
I understand. And, you know, sometimes we got to speak our piece, man. You know, a lot of times we go through dating and, you know, some of the shit like when you pour your heart out to somebody is when you tend to get broken the most, I feel like. And it almost makes you not want to do it anymore, you know? Like you start building up a guard. Exactly.
And the thing is, I had already built up a guard and I was single for a very long time.
Yeah.
And then I thought to myself, like, oh, maybe I'm ready to date because I was, you know, going through therapy, doing like all the things I was supposed to do, working on myself. And then I met someone through online dating. And, oh, man. Online dating.
Was it Facebook dating, Tinder? What was it?
It was Facebook. Okay. I started Tinder. I started the other ones, but it was crazy. Mm-hmm. It was crazy. You know, like a lot of people are instant gratification.
Yeah,
they want instant gratification.
We talked about that on the pod.
Exactly. Yeah. So, you know, like I didn't realize how many men are instant gratification.
Yeah.
You know, but also too, you have to remember what you attract, you're reflecting off of people, and you kind of mirror that.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. We definitely tend to be. We are what we are. What we eat. We are. You know what we attract. That kind of thing.
Exactly.
So, absolutely, I get that. Cool. Well,
I won't call him out by name this time, though.
Hey, you know, if the guy needs a shout out, we got you. But anywho, we'll get right into it. You know, we just wanted to kind of get a little bit of your take on what brought you here in the first place, and you know, we appreciate that. I know you don't know us from jump. Obviously, this is our first lady guest, and I think it's super important for us to like have a lady on because at the end of the day, this is a dating podcast, and I think it's super important for the guys who do watch because majority of our demographic is men. And we want to change that narrative a little bit. We want more ladies in here. And we do have some pretty solid lady followers in here.
Okay.
And they always come in. They always comment. And we really appreciate them. So shout out y'all. But either way, first and foremost, first question.
Yes.
Where are you from? We obviously know you're from Temecula. But where did you grow up?
Well, I grew up in Whittier, California.
Oh, right down the street.
Yeah.
What do you know?
Yeah, I grew up in Whittier for 13 years, like the first 13 years of my life. And then We actually moved around a lot. So you're not going to believe this, but I actually moved from Whittier to Bowling Green, Kentucky.
Oh, shit. That is a far away.
It's so far. You know, like my dad, he was kind of like having troubles in his marriage and stuff. So his sister married a teacher out there, and she's like, come out here, fix your marriage. All the things. But my dad was kind of like a player, you know, so...
I know you also mentioned he was a tagger.
Yeah, so he's kind of big in his own world, you know. He's a graffiti artist, and so is my stepmom.
Oh, okay,
they go as the names of Pryor and Fuss.
Huh, interesting.
So they're very cool people. You know, my dad, like, if you were to meet him, they'd be like, oh, yeah, he's super cool.
Nice.
As a man, as a husband to my stepmom and things like that,
not so great.
He didn't have the best dating experiences. You know,
it'd be like that sometimes. You know.
Yeah.
Okay. So, how old are you?
I'm 33.
33, and looking young. All right.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right. As well as what's your current relationship status?
Okay, so I'm currently single.
Okay.
Happily.
Happily.
The last one kind of messed me up a little bit, as you know. That's when you kind of dropped into my TikTok when I was like expressing that to people.
Yeah, you're passionate.
I was passionate. I was passionate because I've been single for a long time.
Gotcha.
And you know, like I really worked on myself.
Yeah.
And the relationship before him wasn't good either. I'm very much a lover girl. I'm very much a people pleaser.
Okay.
And I do everything to make you happy. And sometimes that gets taken advantage of. And and it's crazy to hear, but you think like you hear men say like, oh, she cooks, she cleans, she does this, she watches the kids, like she's the whole thing.
Yeah.
You know, but when that gets taken advantage of, you kind of just get used to it. And then when you don't do those things,
becomes your norm.
Yeah, but then when you don't do those things, they're like, wait,
Yeah.
Wait, why are you not doing all those things for me? You know, it's because I'm not getting the same energy in return.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Okay. So single. I'm surprised you didn't give the single as fuck. We always get that. All right, cool. So
single as fuck.
Do you have any kids?
Yes, I have 3 kids.
3 kids. Okay.
Yes.
Boy, girl.
I have a son. He's 14. I have a 10-year-old daughter and a 9-year-old daughter.
Okay.
Yep.
Boy.
But no more.
Okay, boy.
And that's hard to be in a relationship too, knowing that you don't want any more kids.
Yeah.
And things like that, because, you know, people are like, oh, you're my person, like, let's have kids together. And it's like, oh, I don't want to have any more kids.
You know, I think at this age, I'm 35. At this age, I don't know if I'd ever want to start over like that,
I
man.
definitely
Like,
don't want to start over.
And it's not that, you know, I love being a mother.
Yeah.
But the thing is that I've been a single mother for all of my kids, you know? So it's just like, I don't like, it was difficult for me. It was difficult for me. So I'm thinking like, you know, I don't want to have to do that again.
Okay.
And my kids are already grown enough to where I'm able to provide for them by myself and things like that.
Be a little more free.
So I don't want to start over again.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't think I could do that.
I just don't want to start over again.
Yeah, and do you think well, maybe this might be a personal question, but are all 3 kids by the same guy?
Mm-mm.
Okay. So
yeah, so my son has a different dad, and then my girls have a different dad.
Okay.
But so my son's dad, we're very cordial. Like we co-parent very well.
Good.
My son, he has autism and he's nonverbal.
Okay.
So everything is only like we don't have time to be in each other's personal lives.
Yeah.
You know, it's strictly about my son. And I've known him since I was 16 years old.
Gotcha.
So, like, we're just friends, you know, like, but we respect each other to not like we don't like fool around or we don't get in each other's lives.
Yeah.
If we have another person in our life, as long as my son is well taken care of and they're okay with our son, then that's what matters to us.
Okay.
You know?
So good cordial relationship.
Yeah, but my daughter's dad.
Oh shit.
I'm not gonna say any names, okay? I'm not gonna say any names.
We're not shouting you
You're
out today,
watching
my
out
guy.
there. They love to watch my live.
That's so funny. It's like they want to be done with you, but at the same time,
absolutely.
they're following all the time.
Absolutely.
That's funny.
But my daughter's dad, I experienced, I don't know if I can say this on here, but like domestic violence.
You can say
know?
DV.
Okay, DV. I experienced DV with him, and And yeah, it was just a really hard time in my life. I dealt with it for 7 years. But now that I've been in therapy and stuff like that, I think that when I was younger, my dad was also like that. He was very, like narcissistic, and you had to walk on eggshells around him. And sorry, but he was very abusive as well.
Okay.
And neglectful and things like that.
Okay.
So I was programmed a certain way as a kid to think that you need to make a man happy so he doesn't hurt you. So he doesn't leave you. So he doesn't do these things. Okay? And that's what comes around to when I say men see me and they're like, oh, wow, she cooks, she cleans, she does this, she does that. But it's because I was programmed a certain way to be like, to do all those things right.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, like, I'm just that way. It's like I was just programmed that way as a kid because I don't want you to hurt me, leave me, or, like, things like that. Like, I grew up with abandonment issues and neglect and things like that. Okay. So making a man happy is something I very much know how to do.
Now, was your mom in your life during this time, or?
So my biological mom, she was in my life until I was like 5, I think. But my dad remarried. So when I say my stepmom, she's basically my mom.
Okay, gotcha.
She's been in my life forever. And my mom, she kind of like suffers from she's an addict. You know?
Gotcha.
So, and still till this day. So.
A lot of times it's very rare that you hear that the dad is the one that stays prevalent in their life versus.
Well, I mean, he did stay, but he used me against my stepmom a lot. When my stepmom was finally done with him, she wanted to take me with her, and he's like, no, she's mine, like it was very much of like a control thing. But once I was finally with my dad, he fought for me, all those things. He kind of like that's where my abandonment issue started kicking in. Okay. Because we were living in a different state, and he would leave me in states.
Oh, wow.
And he would just one day just never come back.
Oh, wow.
So that's when I started being part of the system. And I started going to group homes and foster care, and I was bouncing around to state because my dad decided like, oh, okay, well, I'm moving to this state, can you bring her this way, or can you bring her that way?
Interesting.
So it was very much like but I loved my dad so much, I would do anything for him. But like I said, because he programmed me that way.
And that's one of those things that people don't realize with I gotta use the word because again, certain words we can't say.
Okay, yeah.
But the ABUSE word.
Oh, okay.
A lot of times it happens to you, and like you just don't know how to let go, or like recognize that this is a problem, that I need to not be in this situation. So you do coping things like taking care of him, and like if I keep doing this, just like you said, he might treat me better. Like it's pretty tough.
Well, I would say because I had abandonment issues as a child. I feel like before, like, I did therapy and things like that, I would be like, why do people leave me? Like, it's so crazy, because I literally would do anything for you. Yeah. Like, I would literally do anything for you. Like, why is it so easy for people to be like, oh my God, I love you. And then one day, just like not speak to me anymore. Yeah. And it fucks with my mental, So I think that's just kind of like what happened to me, like growing up as an adult. Like, I think when I was in relationships, I'm like, oh wow, this person really loves me. Yeah. And then when the DV started happening and things like that started happening, I'm like, wait, what did I do wrong? And then I would do anything to be like, oh well, maybe if I do this better, maybe if I did this, maybe if I did this. The problem with me is sticking around is in my nature. Because I'm like, I'm gonna ride till the wheels come off. Are you?
Interesting.
And the thing is, they don't. And that's what kicks into abandonment issues, where it's like, wait, I'm not wanted? Wait, you guys don't want me? Why? Yeah. Why? I did this, I did that, I did that.
You're doing all the right things.
And the thing is, I can't sit here and say like, oh, I'm perfect, I allowed those things to happen. I knew what was going on, but I didn't want to lose that person, because at one point in your life, I was your number one person. So I try to get back
to that status.
Exactly.
Okay. Makes sense. Interesting. Well, I appreciate you for sharing some personal things like that, because I know those things can be tough, and I know you said you're going to therapy, so I'm sure that helps with being able to speak about these things.
Absolutely.
And that's a beautiful thing that you even sought out the help, and it's made you a better person from what I can tell.
Thank you.
Yeah, and it's really important. I think a lot of times these topics don't want to be spoke on because it's very close to the heart, but you gotta do what you gotta do. And Lou, I'm gonna have you read the comments every now and again for me while I write down what we need. So I'm assuming we got one. If you want to go ahead and.
Damn, that's really small.
Here, I'll let you use this one.
Red flag.
Lordy.
Scooby.
Red flag.
Dragon Master.
Come on, Scooby.
I wouldn't want any kids with any Western modern woman either.
That is
Ooh.
so funny.
Maryland. Oh, that's Rosito, no?
Oh, okay.
Let's not read the comments.
Every now and again, we like to ask them just to see. And this is important. Like, I think, people have their own opinions and views on how women are. I personally believe that a lot of modern women are cooked. And the only reason I feel like that is just because of a lot of my own personal experience with dating. That doesn't necessarily mean that all women are the same,
Exactly.
but we feel like a vast majority of them are. And we run into a lot of these problems. But anyways, we won't dive deep into that quite yet. But all right, so ethnicity.
I'm Hispanic. I don't speak Spanish though, you guys.
She said dating apps.
Sorry.
She said what?
She said red flag for dating apps.
Oh, okay.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I always think why are they banning TikTok? They should ban dating apps. At least you can make money on TikTok.
Man.
You know what I mean?
So ethnicity, you said Hispanic. Okay. And you said you don't speak Spanish.
I don't.
Oh, man.
I know.
You know what they call those,
said
right?
you don't speak Spanish?
Yeah, I don't. I'm
No
a
sabo.
Mexican.
No sabo.
Yeah.
That's a no sabo. It's okay.
It's all good.
Okay, so what do you do for work?
I work at a boys group home for troubled youth.
Okay.
I'm very passionate about it because, like I just said, I grew up in group homes.
Yep.
I grew up in the foster care system. So I understand these kids on a different level, and I love specifically working with boys because a lot of people underestimate the boys. When boys go through things or they have hard childhoods or they go through DV or whatever they go through, they need to be tough.
Yeah.
Or the dad isn't present, you need to be the man in the house.
Yeah.
You need to do this. You need to take care of your sisters. You need to do this. So that's a lot on a 13 to 18-year-old kid.
Yeah, that's a very susceptible age, too.
And the thing is, I work with them because, like I said, people overlook them. And then it creates this hatred in the kid to where they don't know how to regulate their emotions. They don't know how to speak on what's really bothering them. So they hold it all in, and it makes them cold. And then they grow up to be avoidant men. They grow up to be men that, deal with DV and things like that, and hurtful and mean and cruel. And, so I love picking their brains. I love sitting and listening to them. A lot of people don't listen to them.
Okay.
You're in a group home and people already label you as a delinquent child.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
you're part of a system too that kind of just, not saying that they don't care, but a lot of times, you get to age out of the group home, and
absolutely.
Things that I think you're at a point where you get to influence them in a susceptible age range, and I think it's important to have good guidance during that time of year.
Yeah.
Okay, so all right, next question. What made you decide to join TikTok?
You know what? So my sister, she's famous on TikTok, okay?
Okay.
And she was on that show Love Island, so she has a big following. And I would have to say the last guy that I dated, the one that I was talking about, you jumped in. He has a huge following on TikTok. And he did me dirty, and my sister was like, you better call him out. And I'm like, no.
Get back.
And I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. It is what it is. If he's not my person, he's not my person. She's like, no. She's like, his TikTok is all about how he treats women good, how he does this, like all the things,
Fucking
right?
liar.
Right. And like how he's like just this lover boy type shit looking for his person and all that. She's like, no, you need to do it and I'm going to repost it. And she has a way bigger following than I am. I'm like, I don't even have anything on TikTok. She's like, well, create something. She's like, so I can post it. So I created something and they actually took it down.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Because I think that he flagged it for bullying.
Oh, wow.
You know?
Oh, wow.
This guy, man.
Wow.
So you want to
Right.
dish out the heat, but can't take the heat. With
Right. So and I wasn't even harsh about it. You know, I was just like, you know what? I really trusted this guy, like, and I really thought, like, he checked all the boxes, you know, like, he told me everything I wanted to hear, you know, and...
I know you said he kind of love bombed you.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And he's like, he was like, oh, this time I want it to be right. And I'm just like, low key, me too.
Selling
like,
you the dream.
Yeah, I'm just like, you know what? Like, I want to do things right when I'm in my next relationship. Like, I want communication. I want, you know, like all the right things. You know, sometimes girls look like, oh, I want him to be cute. And I want him to be funny. And I want him to be this. And it's just like, no, you need the communication skills. You need the emotionally stable men. Like, you know, things like that. Like, that's what I look for in a man.
Was he, not to cut you off,
No,
but
it's
was he attractive?
Yeah, he was very attractive.
Okay.
Yes, he was
What
very attractive.
about, did he have his own kids?
He did. And that's also what I like too, because he was like, I'm not trying to have any more kids. And I'm like, cool, me neither. And to be honest, I can't have any more kids because for my birthday last year, I went and got my tubes removed from my body as a gift to me.
Like, no more.
As a gift to me because I'm like, I just don't want it. I just don't want to do that. And I've met so many guys on dating apps where they're like, oh, well, I want kids. I'm like, okay, well, cool. Then I'm not your person.
Man, I don't know how you want kids in this day and age. It's so expensive.
Really, honestly, it's so expensive, you know? And, but yeah, so that's kind of how I started TikTok. I kind of called him out. And I was like, it was like the nicest way. Cause I'm not like cruel. I'm not gonna be like, fuck you, like this, that. I just kind of like said what happened. I was just like, you know what? Like he loved on me. He said a lot of things to reel me in. And then one day just like ghosted me. He blocked me on all social media except Facebook.
Of course.
When I went on Facebook, he like had stories of like him and his best friend, which was his ex-girlfriend. And yeah, he was like posting with her and like holding her hand and like saying like, oh, that's my girl. And so when I posted the TikTok, I was like, how are you going to say that's your girl when I was with you yesterday?
That's crazy.
You know?
Damn.
Yeah, so
these guys are savages, bro.
Yeah.
But you know what? He claims that she's his best friend because she wants to have kids and he can't have kids.
Okay.
So that's why she keeps him like that, you know?
Yeah.
But when he gets with other women, she gets jealous and then she wants to like, you know, like kind of pull him back. She has him on a very short leash.
Crazy.
You know?
I mean, just the fact that he would go out his way to like just reel you in so close and like then all of a sudden
well,
just be
I
like,
should have seen the signs. I mean, I'm not perfect, okay? But I went out to visit him. He's from Vegas.
Okay.
I went out to visit him and we had this whole day planned. And she calls him. Okay, she calls him while I'm there. And he tells her, he's like, well, I'm here with Serena. You know, we're about to go out. I'm going to take her to, we're going to have breakfast. We're going to go on the strip, blah, 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 whatever. And then he's like, oh, absolutely. Yeah, no worries. She doesn't care. He hangs up. He's like, I'm going to run to the gas station real quick because she's not feeling well. I'm going to get her some Pedialyte. I was like...
What? That sounds
Wait, so you're going to stop...
Our day
because she's not feeling well. I'm like, and that's when I should have known.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what I should have known.
Definitely big red flag.
But I'm telling you, like with me, it's not like, oh, I didn't see the red flags. It's just like I'm like, oh, well, he cares about me, so like, you know, he's telling her about me, like you know, things like that. So, like I said, sticking around isn't my nature, you know, but. I definitely should have seen the signs. I'm a woman, so I know exactly what the fuck she was doing.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
I know exactly what she was doing.
Yeah, sometimes people in Vegas
She
have some
want.
crazy
She doesn't
relationships.
want you, but she doesn't want anybody else to have you.
Yeah, exactly. It's crazy how that works, about man. Okay. So crazy ex relationship, gotcha.
Yes.
Checked. All right. Now, with you being on TikTok,
Yes.
do you like the attention you get?
it depends, because some of the attention I get, it makes me uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you've been on my live, like, where men say crazy things.
Yeah, I've been on a few times when they...
And I literally, like, I have to, like, process it. I'm like, wait, what did you just say?
Yeah.
And I call them out, and I'm just like, would you tell a woman that in person? Like, if you were to see me at Trader Joe's, would you walk up to me? This is my favorite one, okay? This is my favorite one. You're such a vibe. Can I be your radar, whatever, vibrator, whatever?
Oh, wow.
And I'm like... Have
you really gotten that in person?
No,
I'm
saying on TikTok, but I'm saying, I call the men out. I'm like, would you really say that to somebody in person, or would you just say it behind the screen?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, be yourself. Like, I like to go on TikTok. I'm not famous on TikTok or anything. Yeah. You know, but I like to go on TikTok because I'm talking to people from New York, Colorado, like I like the conversation. It's a vibe. Yeah. It's a vibe check for me.
For sure.
But then when people start like, oh, like, I'll make you happy if you do this, or send me a picture, do that. I'm like,
Yeah. There's a lot of that going on.
It's a lot. It's a lot. And I think, and I just call them out, and I'm just like, would you do that to me in real life? If you were to see me, would you say those things to me in real life? No, you wouldn't. Yeah. Why? Because it's weird.
Yeah, absolutely.
So why say it online?
Man,
it's weird there too.
I have a hard time just going up and saying hi to a girl.
That's what I'm saying. People don't really approach people in the real world anymore. Yeah, no. Everything is through online.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because dating has gotten like that. And this, again, this is why we started this podcast, because men really do have a hard time just being like, hey, how you doing? Name's so-and-so. Can I take you out sometime? And because that, more times than any, you get rejected, which is totally okay. But we've gotten to the point now where you don't even get the sentence out before they're like shunning you off. So right. it's tough for... But
then a lot of men say like, oh, women are cruel now. Women are like this now. Like they're like men now. And it's just like, well, you know.
We got theories on that too.
It's just from the experiences that we go through. I can only speak through my experience. I can't say all men are the same. Yeah. You know, I really can't say all men are the same. Like I said, it's been, you know, every time I think that I get into a different relationship, it gets a little bit better, but I learn from it so I don't have to experience it again.
Gotcha.
Okay. What about, I'm sure you have friends. Do you have any friends that say, oh, well, I don't need a man, you know, or whatever, you know, I'm independent, you know, pretty much saying that in all reality, it's not really necessary to have a man in this day and age?
Yeah, I have some friends like that. I mean, I would be lying if I said that I wouldn't. I don't say that, you know. I feel like I don't need a man. Like I said, I provided for my family by myself for a very long time. So I think right now what I'm looking for is someone to add value to my life, and not, you know, like I need them. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because there was a time in my life to where I was like, oh my God, I need someone for help.
Yeah.
And that was my problem. I wasn't really like looking like, oh, I want love or I want this. I'm like, fuck, I just need somebody to help me because it's hard, you know? So I wasn't looking for the right reason.
That's also embedded in your DNA too, though. You know, biologically as a woman, you naturally seek a guy out to provide, protect, take care of you. So.
Well, you know, I say that on live and I say like, because everyone's like, oh, you just want someone with money. And I'm just like, I don't want someone with money, but I would like someone with a provider mentality.
Right.
You know, I've been in my masculine energy for a very long time.
Yeah.
I've never experienced being in my feminine energy. It's something that
Ever? Interesting.
Ever.
Yeah, she did say she's been a single mom forever.
Yeah.
So, you know, even with my son's dad, we broke up when we were maybe like 21, but I respect him so much for the way he broke up with me because he did not cheat on me, but he did have feelings for somebody else. And he said that. He said, I love you, but I have feelings for somebody else and I don't want to cheat on you.
Interesting.
So I want to like break up.
Props to him.
You know, and I respect him till this day for being so honest with me.
Interesting.
You know, instead of being like, oh, me finding out he's cheating with some other girl.
Yeah, because that does more damage to you in the long run.
I mean, granted, it still hurt.
Yeah, I was about to say,
it still hurt. You know, it definitely still hurt. But
it takes a lot for a guy to
absolutely
come out and say that. Most men will just
won't do it. You know, they'll cheat. You know, and it goes for women too. Women will do that too. You know, I can't just sit here and say like men.
Well, we also, as men in this situation, we feel like women tend to be. It's a bigger betrayal when women cheat because most of the time they don't cheat just because or just because physically they want something different.
Right.
A lot of times for a woman to cheat, they're emotionally checked out.
Oh yeah.
They're no longer, in love with this person.
Yeah.
So that's why most of the time we say it's tough when a woman cheats.
Yeah.
Even
I believe it's true when people
Yeah.
say like women check out way before they break up with you.
Yeah.
You know,
agreed.
because we try and we try and we try and we try. In my situations, like I will give you so many chances until I'm just like done.
Yeah.
And the thing is with the men that I've experienced, like I give until I'm like, you know what, I have no more to give to you. You've taken all my time, you've taken all my energy, and I pull back hard. And then they get upset and they're like, wait, Serena's not doing this for me or calling me or doing this for me or this or this, and I'm the villain now.
Yeah.
You know?
Would you say men leave a relationship more or women?
I would say, I mean, in my experience, like I'm the one that left,
Okay.
but it took a very long time to do that.
That lines up with our statistics.
Yeah.
What were some of the things that led you to leave the relationship? What was he not doing, or what was he lacking in?
So, who are you talking about?
Your last relationship.
Okay, so the Vegas guy we're talking
Well,
about.
no, because we already kind of have context on the reason why that.
Okay.
Oh,
failed,
okay.
but
So like my
just in general.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I think that. Can you repeat the question? Sorry.
Just what was he? What were the things that led you to end the relationship? Because I'm not sure if you left all your relationships, but.
Well,
You know.
I would say for my last relationship that I was in for a long time, I ended up leaving because he just kind of like took advantage of the things that I was doing, and he expected me to do them all the time. And then when I didn't do those things, he would get upset with me. He would belittle me. He would tell me, like, if I tell you to do this, like, you should do it. Like, there's no questions about it. Like, it's kind of like a ownership type thing, like, you're with me, you need to watch my kid. You're with me, you need to do this, you need to do that, But it was like towards the end of the relationship to where we're just like, you know what, I'm not going to do those things anymore.
But was he providing,
like financially?
Emotionally?
He was.
Was he doing all those?
He was providing financially, and emotionally and mentally, it was tough because in my last relationship we trauma bonded, and when like we didn't really get to know each other.
Yeah.
We just knew what we had been through.
Gotcha.
And that's what was really hard between this last relationship, because it was like, oh wait, you had a hard childhood, so did I.
Yeah,
oh wait, your
yeah.
parents dipped out on you, mine too. Oh wait, you went through this, me too. Like, so we bonded like that, and we didn't really get the time to get to know each other. The difference between him and I is that I work on myself every single day. I go to therapy. I'm not perfect. I can go into therapy and I can say, you know what, I was in a relationship with this guy, and this is what happened, this is what I should have did, and this is how I handled it.
Gotcha.
He will get angry. I don't know why she's not doing this for me. I don't know why this, that. And it's just like, and I have to be so honest, and I'm just like, you need to work on yourself.
Yeah. Most men have a hard time going to therapy too, though.
Absolutely.
That's a very frowned upon thing.
It's
crazy as it is.
It's crazy that because I feel crazy if I don't go to therapy. I feel crazy. I've gone to therapy since I dealt with DV.
Yeah.
And I've never stopped. I went in 2018 and I go once a week.
Nice.
And it's nice, it's nice to see a perspective from somebody else, a professional.
Yeah.
I like to do in-person things because I like you to see my facial expressions, how I'm saying it.
Yeah.
Like if my tone is up or down, or if I look sad or depressed or like things like that, because she notices those things.
Okay.
And when I was in the relationship with that guy, she would tell me, like, you know what, he is emotionally abusive to you because when you don't do something that he likes, he says bad things about you. And he would say like, nobody's ever gonna want you. You're a single mom. You have 2 baby daddies. Like you have an ugly mom bod. That's a new one.
Oh, wow. Wow.
That's a new one. He told me.
That fool was salty, huh?
That's a new one.
He was real salty.
He just threw that one at me not too long ago.
We got people saying 360, so clearly they don't think the same way. we got another one talking about, let's see. Hey, Dante's in here. What's good, Dante? Good to have you in, man.
What's up, Dante?
We got somebody shouting out Serena Squad. Let's go.
Hold on, we got a question here.
Hey, what's the question? What we got?
All right, this is from Audrey, 93. That's my baby. You don't need, but do you want a man? Would you want to date again?
Okay, so this is where I'm at right now, okay? Because of course, you know, like, of course I want a person. You know what I mean? I work with kids all day. I come back to my kids, and I would love to talk to someone that is in my age group.
I feel you.
I would love for somebody to be like, hey, how was your day at work? Tell me about it. Talk to me. Let me cook you dinner. I'm the one that does that all the time. I'm the one that comes home and cooks dinner and does everything. And, you know, like, I want someone to be about me. Of course, I would want someone to be about me.
Yeah.
You know, but since I've tried it, I think I told my therapist, I said, you know what? I tried dating, and I don't think I'm ready for it. Because gotcha. I always just go so hard. I'm just like, you care about me, let's do it. Like, let's do it.
Do you feel like you're too aggressive?
No, I don't feel like I'm too aggressive, but I feel like, you know, like, I give, like I will give you all my love. I will give you all my love.
Gotcha.
You care about, it doesn't matter if you're my friend, you're my acquaintance, you're my boyfriend, whatever. Like, if you show me, I give my true, authentic, genuine self to everybody. I was just about to say you're genuine. Everybody. Okay. And I expect the same. Gotcha. I expect you to be the same.
So you've been like that right off jump as soon as you get into a relationship.
Yes.
And you've been like that in all your relationships.
Yes.
Do you think that if you were to get back into dating again, would you try to hold back just a little bit? Not necessarily lie to the person,
right?
But not kind of see if the feeling is mutual. If he's consistent with the things that you like about him, you know, the things that he says, the things that he does, the things that he provides. Would you change the way that you go into it? Maybe hold back a little bit more?
I think I would hold back a little bit. It's like I said, it's hard for me to not be true and genuine to people. Yeah. You know, like I'm just the way I am, and it's crazy because, not to be cocky or anything, but people love my energy. Yeah. You know, they love my energy and they soak it all in until I have no more energy. You know, but I also have to take accountability, okay? Because I give all that attention to people, but you know, you kind of reflect what you give out there. And I'm like, man, why are these men like just instant gratification with me? Why are these men like using me or taking advantage of me? And it's just like, okay, what can you reflect, Serena? Yeah. Okay. Do I like instant gratification?
I think we all do to an extent.
I do. You know, and it's just like, I can't be bagging on these men and saying like, why are they? I'm the same way too.
Because it feels good.
It feels good. Like I said, I would love for someone to just come home and be like, oh, hey, what's up? Tell me about your day, this, that. It feels good for somebody to be like, you know what? I'm going to spend my time at night with Serena. You know what I mean? But that also ties into abandonment issues with me. You know what I mean? Like, I think about it and I'm just like, I'm like, man, once I get this person, I don't want to lose you. Yeah, you know?
Yeah.
Something I got to work on.
sounds like you love hard for sure.
Yes.
So yeah. For sure.
But I don't think I would not love hard. Like, I don't think I would hold back like that.
It's just who you are.
It's just who I am, you know? But I definitely would try to slow it down. Yeah. You know, because I was love bombed the last time. I was like, oh man, he fed me all the right things. He fed me everything I wanted to hear. He just bought a house. He wants marriage. He wants, you know, things like that. And it's like, that's something that I would want in life. You know what I mean? I don't want any more kids, but I think that like having somebody be like, you know what, I want you forever.
Yeah.
It's just something that, of course, that I do want.
I think we all do to a certain extent. We all want that person to be there.
But it's hard when you experience these type of experiences and then you're like, nothing lasts forever.
That's why we started the podcast,
You know
man,
what I
because
mean?
we gotta get back to where there's not this divide, this battle between sexes, you know what I mean?
Yeah, nothing lasts forever, and so I'm kind of on the fence with that, but I would have my guard up, but like I said, it's hard for me not to be my true authentic self.
Yeah.
And a lot of people suck that energy out of me until I don't have any more.
So your social battery's empty.
And then I cut loose, and then I'm the bad person. And then I'm the bad person,
Well, just like I told you coming onto the pod, come with an open mind. I think that's how you should live life too. Like, be open-minded. Yes, keep a guard up. I don't think you shouldn't, just completely shut people out. But, because that in itself does some torture to yourself, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So be open-minded. I think, yeah, you definitely had a guy who just kind of gave you a bunch of bullshit and sold you the dream.
Right.
But, his loss, not yours. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
We asked this question on one of our pods, and I'm gonna ask you, how long do you think that you should see someone before you give them a title or feel that you guys have gotten to that level to be a thing?
Boyfriend or
I
girlfriend.
would say like 3 to 6 months.
Okay.
I would say like 3 to 6
pretty
months.
good.
That's pretty. That's
I knew this guy, like the Vegas guy. I knew him for like 2, almost 3 months. And yeah, like I said, you guys said it better. He fed me the dream. And it's crazy when men. I feel like men can sense a woman like that. Like, oh, I know what she wants.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell her. I'm gonna give it to her.
Well, I'll tell you like this: men have to understand women. In order for us to even court you, we have to know you.
Exactly.
And I think that gives us an advantage when it comes to dating.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, majority of the time, women don't have to necessarily know what a man wants to be with him. She just has to look beautiful, be flirty. And I know that's unpopular opinion sometimes, but it's the truth. Like,
it's the truth.
Men do have to. We have to know in order to date you.
And it's funny that you say that like we have to know you and the thing is with me, it's like my story, my life story. It's not like like I don't talk to my parents. I grew up in, I wasn't dealt the best cards.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. And when I express that to people, when I express that to men, they're like, oh man, like if I can give her even just the bare minimum, she's going to be happy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's my problem.
Okay.
Like I could even tell, like I can tell my sister, like, oh my God, like he took me out to this nice place. She's like, bare minimum. Bare minimum.
She's like she's the one you got to go through before you get to her.
Yeah, like, and it's crazy because I'm a Virgo, you can tell me no, you can tell me no, you can tell me no, and be like, I'm just going to fuck around and find out. Like, and I definitely do. I definitely fuck around and I find out.
Okay. Hey, at least you're honest about it,
Right.
All right, so another question for you, since we're on the dating TikTok whole thing. What's the craziest thing a guy has offered you or given you on TikTok or in general?
Offered me or given me.
And the only reason I ask this question is because I see it all the time. Hey, what's your Cash App? Let me hook you up with this. Let me do that. Like,
right.
Just to get your attention. You know what I mean?
Right. So I have had men send me money on Cash App. One just recently asked me if I could send him pictures of my feet.
Interesting. Guys with
funny.
the feet.
That was funny.
The guys with the feet fetish. I see y'all motherfuckers.
And it's funny because like, I think it's a joke, you know what I mean? And I messaged them back and I'm just like, what if my feet are ugly? And he responds, just the soul then. I'm trying to see if he's in the chat right now.
That's so funny.
You know what I'm talking about.
Comments real quick. Let me just.
Let's see.
Dante, amazing content. My boyo.
We appreciate you, Dante.
Dr. Lou, look at. I feel like Dr. Phil, my goals professional. She is so beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Natalie.
It's Natalie.
Oh, okay. Let me see. She's a beautiful person inside and out.
Oh, I love that.
Yes, I'm watching finally. Oh yeah. Shout out to.
I think.
Oh, Serena.
He put
Serena, but yeah.
That's okay.
I hope she finds
I forgive
love.
you.
She is.
anything for Selena.
Kathy said yes. I agree with Serena.
Yes.
The last one. Who doesn't want to be loved? It's okay to not want to be alone. Humans are meant to be together in groups and have
Companionship.
Damn, like
I can't see.
It's okay. I'm reading it here,
Okay,
so,
cool.
so I can see it.
Props though, because that's really small.
Normally we have the chat up
Oh,
right
okay.
here bigger, but
Yeah.
we also didn't want to like make it where you're like seeing, you know, some people can be fucking grimy on it.
Right.
So,
They're all red flag, red flag.
we wanted more of an engagement with each other just so you can, you know.
Right.
All right, so we covered those. Let's see. All right. Do you have a type? And what, if so, what is it? Or are you like majority of women who say, I don't got a type, but secretly you do?
Okay, let's be honest, Serena.
Honesty is the key.
Honesty is the key. I feel like my type has fluctuated throughout the years.
Okay.
You know, because there was a time where I was just like, oh, I like a man with like colored eyes and curly hair and
That's specific.
and you know, but the thing is I'm very big into manifestation. So I think that once I say the things that I like about a man, that man will show up in my life.
Gotcha.
I mean, down to the curly hair, down to the blue eyes, down to
Interesting.
everything.
Okay.
You know, but when you ask for things like that, this is where it fluctuates, because you say, oh, I want a man with a great smile, or someone that's not going to lie to me, or someone who's going to be honest, things like that. You'll get exactly what you want.
Mm-hmm.
But now what I look for in a man is intelligence, provider mentality, emotionally stable. You know, he has to be a family man. I look for different things in like that. So I can't just say like, oh, he has to be cute or he has to be this, you know. Physically, what attracts me to a man is their smile, because I think I'm like funny as fuck. So like I'm gonna like see it all the time.
Tune your own horn.
Yeah.
I'm like
For
I'm about to make you laugh all the time. So like I'm about to see that, but physical attraction, it's just not in the cards for me anymore. It's just like, are you emotionally available? Are you, you know, like, do you have a provider mentality? Not that I'm a gold digger, but money is important.
Yeah.
Money is important. You know, can you provide? I know how to provide. I've provided for my kids for a very long time. Can you do that? You know, and not that I would like push my kids on people or things like that, but it's just, that's the type of thing I look for. Are you intelligent? How are you when you're upset? Because I have trauma.
Yeah.
If you're upset with me and you can't communicate with me and tell me like, hey, this is why I'm upset, what are we going to do about it? Do you need space? Instead of giving me the silent treatment. Instead of just walking away. Instead of yelling at me. Instead of like, those are the things that I don't fuck with. You know, like, and that's where I'm learning to just cut the cord with that, because those are the type of men that I'm used to.
Okay.
Yelling at me, no communication skills, you know, like leaving, things like that. Like, I can't do that. I don't care if you're the finest man on earth. If you do not know how to communicate with me, this is not going to work.
Gotcha.
You know?
So just based on that, would you say he has to be 6 feet or taller?
I mean, the Vegas guy was 5'5".
Oh shit, okay.
He was 5'5".
Shout out to all the short warriors out there.
Shout out shits.
But I think I'm gonna try to say maybe 5'7". I'd have to go 5'7" and up.
So 6 feet is not necessarily a standard.
It's 6 feet. It's not a standard. I'm little.
I mean,
I'm 4'11".
yeah,
you
you
know
are
what I
short.
mean? I'm 4'11".
Okay.
Guys that are 6 feet, they like to like hold you in the back of the neck, you know, and you're like walking around. You're like, okay. You guys know what I'm talking about.
That's so funny.
They're like, come on. I'm like,
Oh God.
That's the first. I don't think I've ever heard that one before.
Me neither.
well, you
That's a good
know,
one.
I've been with men that are 6 feet tall. Okay,
Okay,
so
okay.
I know.
Okay. Does he have to be in shape?
You know what we got?
Like a sack of potatoes in shape, or like just healthy?
We'll get there right now, Lou.
I would say healthy.
Healthy. So
I would say healthy.
So slim.
Yeah.
Okay. So somewhat. I'm gonna put somewhat.
Somewhat. Yeah. That doesn't really matter to me, honestly.
Okay. Good paying job.
Yes.
Okay. Does it have to be 6 figures, or can he make $50,000 a year?
He can make $50,000 a year. You know what I mean? I mean, I've lived off less than that. So. and I made it.
And then.
What's Dante saying over there?
I'll tell you right now.
Dante. He's a real one. He's
Go
a
ahead,
real
Lou, go
one.
ahead.
I'm gonna just go out because they're coming in, bro.
Let's see.
Read it out loud so the chat can hear you.
Okay. Damn.
Here, use this.
Yeah, please, because I can't see.
My boy is over here struggling.
I'm blind.
I'm trying to write
follow
stuff
on
down.
YouTube too, because we're live on
Alright.
YouTube.
Yeah.
So.
My boy blind. I think Dante just said something about you
Oh
having
my
glasses
God.
and still not.
Yeah, he said I would have sent pics someone else's feed. That was L.M. Hernandez.
I thought about it,
said-
Dante. I thought about it.
Dante said, "My boy got glasses and still can't see." Jesus, that's from all the Missed OG.
Oh my god.
Let me see. You mad, bro gaming? Tell her, bro says hi.
Hello, bro.
Who said that?
Not the Missed OG. That was you mad, bro.
Oh,
Mad,
okay.
Yeah, Dante.
So somebody that
Oh,
probably-
that's one
my
of my
God.
followers. That's
Yeah,
one of
I
my
was gonna say,
followers.
that's somebody.
Dante said, "I be holding Lou neck like that." Shut the fuck up! I swear to God. Okay,
done.
see. Next one. This is another one. You mad, bro gaming? LOL. That's not what I thought when she said they like to hold me on the back of the neck.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Yes,
All
I can't
we
see
know where his
Dante.
mind's at.
Thank you for that.
Oh jeez.
All right. Now some more serious questions.
All right, let's go.
All right. What
Guys,
do
tune
you
in.
think makes a high valued woman?
What do I think makes a high valued woman?
Or is there even such a thing?
I think there's such a thing.
Okay.
I think you can be a high valued woman. I think mental stability has a lot to do with that. Because a lot of women can be, what's the word? Kind of like insecure about it, and that's what kind of makes relationships rocky is when
Okay.
a girl doesn't know how to be stable in her emotions and her mentality, because then that brings insecurities, that brings jealousy, brings things like that, so I think that if you're emotionally stable, that takes you to a higher value woman.
Okay.
Because you're not going to sit here and fight with a man. If you did something wrong, say that you did it, and if there's consequences, there's consequences. If you lose me, then you lose me. But
So taking accountability?
taking accountability. Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. Take accountability. I also think like a high value woman, you asked me this earlier, like, do you like the attention that you get on TikTok? I do in a sense, if you're being disgusting and gross or whatever, like, I don't find that attractive
Yeah.
at all, and I could have all these 25,000 men in my DM, like, let me buy you this, let me do this, let me catch you a flight, let me do this. Like, a high value woman is not going to be like, yes, 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 yes. It's just
Okay.
like, show me,
Yeah.
and that's something I'm learning too. I can't say I'm way up there, but if I want to be a high valued woman, I can't just be like, oh yes, here, take me here. Because guess what? Men are doing that to a lot of women.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
They're doing it to a lot of women. And
Yeah.
and that kind of just puts you in the category of every other woman, not a high valued woman.
Agreed. Okay. So our take on it, and I wanted to hear your responses and what you thought was. So we wrote down loyalty for one, respect, being able to be submissive, not combative, not promiscuous, not masculine, and traditional.
Okay, yeah, that works. But I mean, I told you guys this also, is that I've been in my masculine energy for a very long time. And of course, a lot of men want the feminine girl, the lip gloss, the pink, the this, the that, the dresses, like all that, Although all women want that.
Yeah.
All women want that. Sometimes you can't choose to be in your feminine energy. You have to be masculine.
Excuse me.
But then also too, men want that.
Yeah.
Men want someone that's not in their masculine energy.
Yeah.
You know, so
absolutely.
that kind of puts that block right there too.
See, I think a lot of what happens these days is that a lot of men aren't doing what they should be doing, but still expect to have a feminine woman.
Oh,
like how can you not be a provider protector, make sure that she's well taken care of in all aspects, mentally, physically, emotionally, but then at the end of the day you're expecting her to not combat you in some kind of way when you're not doing your part. So I think it's really important with the dynamic in dating that you have to do you have to be what you set out to be and what she expects you to be, just as the same.
Yeah,
I think
both genders have to play their role.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
it goes both ways. That's
again,
why I say I want that in a man.
Right.
So how can I match that frequency? How can I be on the same frequency as the man that I want to be with? My therapist tells me all the time. She says, think of your perfect man, not looks. Think of your perfect man, how he's going to be. Now put yourself next to that person.
Yep.
Do you guys are your energies the same? Are you on that level, the level that you expect this man to be on? Are you on that level? No, I'm not on that level. So I can't get a man that's on that level.
Yeah.
You know, so that's something I have to work within myself and become a high-valued woman so I can find a high-valued man.
Yeah, I think it takes two to
I think
tango.
the fact that she can recognize it and say that she's actually working on it is actually pretty in a right direction. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Because I mean, not a lot of women are gonna admit they're like, oh, well, no, I'm high value no matter what. You know what I mean? And that's majority. You know what I mean? And we respect that. I mean, you guys. I mean, we think all women are beautiful in their own right or whatever. But basically, what he said is the loyalty, the respect. You could be a top model, you know what I mean? But if your attitude is ugly and you're promiscuous and this, all that goes out the window. Yes, guys are gonna give you the time to get, you know, whatever they need from you, you know, whether it be sex or whatever it is, but they're not going to take you seriously to the point where they're going to wife you up. You know what I mean? Just from the factors of you being, you know, you're not respecting a man, you just too you know, too in your masculine, basically, you know what I mean? So that's basically why we wrote down you know, feminine, submissive, and everything else, because yeah, of course we're visual creatures. We see what we want, we know what we like, but at the end of the day, you know, it all depends on the person.
Absolutely.
You know, so that's why we like, I actually, you know, give you props for actually admitting and recognizing the fact that you wouldn't be on the level of that ideal guy of yours, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
yeah,
you know,
therapy, it helps.
Man, hey, you heard
Therapy,
the lady.
it helps. And it's funny
Therapy,
because
guys.
I want to run back to this how we were talking about the last relationship that I was in. He contacted me not too long ago and he was like, your TikTok is hilarious. Have fun being like a little hoe on like on social media. And I laugh because I'm just like, I'm literally the opposite on TikTok. You know what I mean? Like I like to have conversations. I talk a lot, you know? And when men do come approach me at a certain thing, I'm just like, like we're not doing that over here. Not on this side of the internet. I'm sorry. You know, like I don't. And like he's the one that would like belittle me and like things like that, stuff like that. So I kind of just like took it with a grain of salt, and I'm just like, you know what? I know what I do on TikTok. I know that I have conversations and talk to men, but I'm not out there being a little sleazeball.
I think it's crazy to me that he, for one, did what he did, but then he wants to shun you now that he's not with you.
Well, do we have time so I can kind of give the like what happened between us?
Look,
okay.
The show's yours right now, you know.
Okay, so
however long you think you could be here.
So like I said, I trauma bonded with this guy. We had a bad childhood, a bad past, and that's how we linked up, and we didn't really get the time to know each other. We knew each other for 4 months, and then we moved in together.
Okay.
We got a house in Temecula. It's a huge house, 6-bedroom house, right? And 4 months after we moved in, he said, you know what? What do you think about us just being roommates?
Oh wow!
And I was like,
the hell?
That's wild.
4 months?
4 months of us living in the house. Like we're already stable in the master bedroom. All my kids had their own room. He had a son, you know. And I'm like, wait, what? And he's like, I mean, we're already here.
It's a lot of red flags right away.
He's like, we're already here. Like, why does anything have to change?
That's crazy.
And I'm like,
was he financially stable?
absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
So money's not a factor.
So he was he has money. But the thing is, I gave so much to him. I gave myself. I gave full myself to him. I was like, he's the one. Like, we're gonna be together. We just got this house. Like, it was amazing, you know. And then he knew how to get to me a different way because he knew my traumas and he knew my triggers. Mm-hmm. Okay, so emotionally and mentally, he knew how to take me down. So I was like, wait, are you serious? And he's like, yeah, like, why not? Nothing has to change. Like, we can still sleep together. We can still, like, but there's no label. And I'm like...
So you wanted an open relationship?
Absolutely. And so
That's crazy.
I'm like, but I love you. But this, but what can I do to make you want to be with me? Like, I'll do this, I'll do that. I'll watch Jackson. I'll do whatever. And he was just like, no, it's not you. It's just I have a problem with committing to relationships. I said, maybe that was something you should have told me before we moved in together.
That's crazy.
You know, but I will take accountability. I stayed. Okay, I stayed.
For how long?
I stayed for 3 years.
Oh, wow.
I stayed in that house for 3 years. And it got to the point to where it was just like, we haven't known each other that long. Fuck it, let's be roommates. Yeah. You know? But the thing is that he was still using me. He was still like, oh, you only have to pay this much rent. So of course I didn't want to leave.
Yeah, I was just about to say.
How can I turn that down? I have my own space and all of my kids have their own rooms.
Yeah.
And I was only paying $650 to live in that big, beautiful house in Temecula. There was no way I was going to leave. There was no way I could financially leave. Yeah. You know? And I
think that was part of his trap.
Oh, absolutely. And so, you know, we remained friends. And I would be lying if I would say that we didn't occasionally sleep together. Mm-hmm. You know? So we were doing that. And then he would be like, your daughter wants to join gymnastics. I'm like, no, I can't afford that right now. Don't worry, I got it. I'm like, no, you don't have to get it. I see
what he was doing.
You don't have to get it. It's fine. Don't worry about it. And he's like, no, I want to do it. Like, I want to do it for your daughter. I want to do it for your daughter. So he would do it. And then it would be like from that, it would be from like, as down to groceries, like open the fridge, be like, oh my gosh, we don't have any groceries. Of course. And he'll call me out on this all the time. You're a single mom on welfare. Okay, and how else am I supposed to make it out in this world? I'm trying. I'm doing my best, you know? And he would tell me like, oh, did you not get like your food stamps or whatever? I'm like, no, like I'll get them like in a couple weeks. They'll be fine. Like I'll make it work. Yeah. He's like, no, here's $400. Go get some groceries. Are you sure? Mm. And he's like, yeah, I'm sure.
I see what he was doing.
So, you know, but although I couldn't be financially the same as him, I would go grocery shopping. I would cook for everybody in the house day and night. That was my way of giving back to him for you buying us groceries, you know? And we did that for a long time until last year where I was like, you know what, man? Like, this is hurting me. Yeah. This is hurting me. Like you're using me to be convenient. You don't want to be with me, but you want to sleep with me. Yeah. You don't want me to be involved with your life, but you want me to be here all the time, watching your son, cleaning your house, doing this. Like that's what I was doing. But like I said, I was programmed a certain way to make the man happy. Yeah. So I naturally did that all the time. I was naturally cooking, cleaning, watching his kid, doing things with him, you know, like listening to him, being supportive of his company. I was still doing all those things until last year. I was just like, I can't do it anymore. Like it's still hurting me. I don't want to sleep with you anymore. I want to date people. Like I want somebody to be like, I want you fully.
Was he seeing other people while you were?
He says he wasn't, but there was a time like where I was walking with my girls and we saw, like me and my kids saw him with another girl in his car. Oh, wow. Like he passed like right by us and stuff like that. But I mean, I don't know. But and then there was nights where he wouldn't come home and things like that. But we were roommates, so there was nothing I could have said about that.
I think you knew. I just think you didn't want to accept it.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and so when I started pulling my energy back, I started taking care of myself. You know, like I was like putting myself out there. I was losing a lot of weight. You know, I got like hair extensions. Like I was just like feeling myself. You know, and he did not like that.
Yeah.
He was like, the weight looked better on you.
Yeah, because now
your hair looks better like that.
Yeah.
Like, who are you trying to impress? No one's still gonna want you because you're a single mom.
Lord.
This, that, and it broke me down so bad to where I was not confident in myself. To where I'm just like, maybe he's right. You know, like maybe he's right. Like maybe no one is gonna want me just because I lose weight or just because I change my hair or just he's like, because you're still fucked up in the head. He would tell me that you're still messed up in the head. Like everyone that you're gonna be with is always gonna take advantage of you, Serena, because you just give so much, and then when you don't, like nobody wants shit to do with you. That's why they kick you to the curb.
That's so crazy.
You know.
Yeah,
so that's my experience with him.
Game.
So that's my experience with him. And the funny thing is that I went to Arizona. I went and got my tattoo done. My sister's my artist.
Oh, nice.
And then when I came back, he was giving me like a full silent treatment. And I was like, I'm like, bro, this was in September. This is very fresh. You know, this was in September. And he was just like, I don't think that you're ready to date. Like, who do you think you are thinking that you're ready to date?
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't think I'm anybody. I just want to see what's out there.
Yeah.
You know, you keep me in this little box and you don't want me, but you don't want me to be with anybody else, which is a reflection off of my Vegas boy because he did the same thing to me.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah, man, it's crazy to me because, I mean, I hate to say it, but some of your assholes out there are fucking it up for the good men that are really out here. Cause, yeah, doing this kind of shit is crazy. Like,
and
you know,
it was a very manipulative thing,
super.
you know, but I take accountability too. I stayed, you know, like
he would part of his trap.
But he's going around saying that I used him for money. That's what he would say. But the thing is he gives money to everybody. He gives money to everybody. It's not just me.
Yeah.
We also had another roommate, you know, and let me take you out. Let's go to the casino. Let's do this. Let's do that. Oh, you guys want to go to a concert? Cool. I'll pay for the whole thing. I'll buy this. Like, he was like that, you know? So it wasn't just me that he was doing that to.
I think, all right, unpopular opinion.
Okay.
A guy who has money can exercise options. So I think the fact that you fell into his trap, and he knew what he was doing. He knew from get-go. But the reality is he has money, so therefore he knows that that's going to be something that's going to kind of keep you around because he knows financially you are going to be somewhat dependent on him. And, you know, unfortunately, the higher earner of a guy, the more likely he is to cheat for one and kind of manipulate you to bend you to his own will. And it's unfortunate, but you want to say something?
No, I was actually going to say the same thing that we had spoken about this on the previous podcast about, you know, a high value man or, you know, pretty much just wealthy man because of their status and, you know, the size of their wallets, they can exercise different options that normal man can't. You know
we say it all the time. Men are only as loyal as his options. So if he's got a lot of options, especially if he's a high value guy, he's more likely going to exercise them. I know.
So, I mean, I'm not going to call him out. You know, he's probably on my live right now. He'd be creeping.
What a fucking creep, man.
You know, he'd be creeping. But I can't say all his money was
legit. Okay,
I can't say all his money was clean.
Yeah.
You know,
that makes it even worse.
But did he use money to pull people in? Absolutely. It wasn't just me.
Yeah.
You know, and so towards the end of that time where I was like, you know what, I can't do this anymore. Like, I'm going to put myself out there. I'm going to care about myself. I'm going to do all the things. You know, when I ended up going to Arizona and I came back, he kind of was just like, I'm done with you. Like, I heard that you were dating this guy. And how dare you?
Oh, wow.
How dare you date this barber for a year and a half? I said, oh my God, I dated that barber for like 3 months. And he lived in Torrance. I saw him like twice.
Yeah.
I'm just like, dude, you take shit and you run with it. And you could have just asked me or you could have just communicated with me. But either way, even if he did communicate with me, what I was saying, he didn't want to hear. So what he did was he called our landlord and he told my landlord, he said, if you don't take Serena off the lease, then I'm not going to pay rent.
Wow.
So my landlord calls me and he's just like, hey, so-and-so said, you know, like if I don't take you off the lease, like what's going on? I'm like, actually, I don't know. Let me talk to him. You know, and he's like, well, I just don't want to be under the same roof as you anymore. I said, since when? he said, well, since I found out you were dating that guy, I said, I already told you I wanted to date other people. I want someone that's all about me, not 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Okay? I said, and I deserve that. Yeah. I think I deserve that. And he's like, well, not in this house, you don't. So that's where I'm at in my current situation. I live in a really small, tiny apartment because I'm like, you know what? I don't have to. You don't have to tell me 100 times that you don't fucking want me here. If you don't want me here, yeah. The thing is with me, because I've been through so much trauma in my past and things like that, I am very, very comfortable moving on. You know, it's hard, but I have started over a lot of times. Okay. You know what I mean? So he kind of he did that to me. He got me kicked out of my house. I live in this apartment now. And then a couple days ago, he was telling me like, oh, you're being a hoe on TikTok. And I'm like, okay, that's absolutely wrong. You know, especially when men approach me horribly. I'm like, we don't do that here. Like, you can have a vibe with us, but if you're not going to vibe with us, like, get out the chat. Yeah. You know?
And I can attest to that because I've been in her live and guys definitely get on here and say some crazy shit.
Yeah. And there's times where I have to like be silent where I'm just like,
your face sometimes when I see
know it's just like, and I'm a Virgo too, you know, so we can't hide our facial expressions at all.
Your face says it all sometimes.
We can't, you know, but it's just like, and like I said, sticking around was in my nature. I stuck around for a very long time with him. You know, I still lived in that house for 3 years. I still supported him. I still listened. I still cared. I was his therapist. I was his, you know, whatever. But there's only so much someone can take.
Well, one saving grace for you, and I hope you hear this one out because you said you've had to start over a lot now, right? Beautiful thing about starting over and rebuilding is you learn from the last time how to rebuild this structure properly.
Oh yeah.
So even if it was a failed situation, at least now you know for the next time, okay, this brick that I laid here was not good.
Yeah.
Let's not do that again. You know.
I take accountability as well. You know what I mean? Because I grew to be very codependent on him.
Yeah.
And now.
I think that was his goal, by the way.
Oh, absolutely. But now, financially things are hard, you know, and it's just like it's not as easy as when he was around, and he loves that.
Yeah.
You know, when he told my landlord that, he didn't expect me to get up and leave.
I know
he wanted me to be like, I'm sorry, what do I do? Because he knows that's what I do. He knows I will do anything to make you happy. But it's just like, you're going to go out of your way to call our landlord to kick me out, bro, I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm out. You know?
Now, on a unscripted question, and this just got prompted because of some of the things you said. You said that he stalks you, or not stalks you, but he's basically watching your stuff all the time. Do you block him or do you?
Oh, he's blocked. But see, the thing is, I don't know his on TikTok. I don't know who he is on TikTok.
Oh, okay.
But all my social medias, he's blocked.
Gotcha.
His phone number is blocked.
Gotcha.
He called me from a different phone number. You know, and to the point where I was just like, hey, whatever I tell you, I'm being honest. Yeah. I'm sorry that's not what you want to hear. But if you keep harassing me, I'm gonna have to put a restraining order on you.
Yeah, legit.
You know, because that's crazy. Like, you're being crazy. You know, like, and he's like, well, I'm happy. This is what he said. I'm making more money than you'll ever make in your whole entire life. And I'm with this girl and I just bought a house. I said, well, then enjoy that. Yeah. Enjoy it.
Seems
why
like he's not. It seems like he's not.
Why are you coming? Do you want to just like gloat and tell me like, oh, I'm doing way better than you? Like, good for you. Like, honestly, good for you. Enjoy that. Enjoy your new girlfriend. Enjoy your house. Like, that's a new chapter. You know, like, why are you bringing me into it? I'm not even around anymore.
Yeah, that sounds crazy to me. Like,
it is very crazy. It's very crazy. And that's why it's hard for me to put myself out there and trust men and things like that. But I always give the benefit of the doubt. I can't say all men are the same because, like I said, I'm a lover girl. Yeah. You know, like, if somebody's like, oh, I'm feeling you, and I'm just like, oh, wow, he really is feeling me. Yeah. You know, like, it's just... I might have to like put that guard up a little bit more, you know, and get to know somebody a little bit more.
You know, it's funny. I get called toxic all the time because I have standards.
Yeah.
But, you know.
I have standards.
Yeah, legit. Like.
Somebody wrote me on TikTok and he's like, hey, you dropped something. And I'm all, I'm like on live. I'm like, I dropped something. He's like, your standard. So can you hit me up? I'm like,
what a savage.
Hey,
Oh yeah.
I like that one.
Oh yeah. Hell yeah.
Oh, man.
drop something. I can't.
That's so funny. Let me zoom this in a little bit.
So funny.
Yeah, you know, I get labeled toxic and like too masculine and this and that. I'm like, you
Why?
know, just because I just won't put up with female shit. Like when I
Like,
see
what's female shit?
like, okay,
I'll pick your brain a little bit.
I think a lot of times because I tell them that I don't need a woman to come in and tell me how to live my life, spend my money, and or you know, be in my own household.
Right.
That right away comes off as toxic to them. And I'll give you an example. Like I had somebody come into this house one time as help with my pups.
Okay.
And I got told that I can't leave my chair a certain way. I can't, you know, like, and this is my house. You know what I mean? Like, so right off the bat, I was like, I don't want to deal with you. So I had that standard right away. The moment I seen one red flag, I was like, nope, you're not the one. And mind you, I wasn't even trying to be with her. I had her come here to do me a favor.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, but she had it in her mind right away when I allowed her to have a spare key to come and take care of my dogs for me while I'm out of town. She right away thought this was going to be a thing. And, you know, so when she started doing little things like, it's basically things like that. Anything that I see that can be a potential like hinderment to my peace in my household, I won't deal with it.
Yeah.
I just won't. And you know, again.
I mean, that's very. I respect that. Honestly, I respect that because with women, it's different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we'll put up with a lot of shit.
yeah. I mean, you put up with a whole lot of shit. You're crazy.
I'm like, oh, you don't want the chair like that? Like, how do you want it? You're like, I'm gonna flip it around.
I know it sounds petty, but it's like, to me, it's like, if I allow you to tell me how to leave a chair in my house, what's the next thing you're gonna tell me how to
I don't think
leave?
it's petty. I think it's a little and it's a little what's the word, like inspiring or something, because like it's hard to do that.
Yeah,
it's hard to tell people, like, you know what, I'm not fucking with you.
Yeah, like I've always told Lou, know your worth when it comes to dating women. You know, I mean, he's been with his girl for a long time, but you know, I've pointed out things to him that he's dealt with in his own relationship sometimes, and even within that, like I tell him all the time, know your worth, man. If you're bringing some type of value to this relationship, know when to put your foot down and whether or not it's the right thing to put your foot down on.
Absolutely.
You know, and I think that's really important as a man to understand when you're dating anybody. Like, if you're allowing certain things to happen now, what are you going to really put up with in the long run?
Exactly.
And I just feel like, you know, as a guy, you should know those kind of things.
Yeah. And again, that's like he said, you know, he made me realize a lot of things that, you know, I was doing and what I wasn't doing.
Right.
So he's not just here to say like, oh, men are right, men are this, men are that.
Oh,
He
yeah,
made me realize a
Not
lot
at
of
all.
things that obviously that my wife was doing for me and that I had to appreciate more. And, you know, but other than that, like I said, we're just trying to give guys a little bit of knowledge of what women think. He has a experience more of dating wise,
Right.
but of treating a woman, I like to think that I know how to treat a woman. I mean, you know, she's been with me, she you know, she's loyal to me, she's, you know, she's everything that I really look for. And you know, and yeah, of course, you know, we have our ups and downs, disagreements, whatnot, but at the end of the day, like I said, he made me realize a lot of things in the relationship that I was going through, that, you know, it wasn't just on her, you know what I mean? So,
I've called him out many times.
so
too.
that's one of the main reasons why, like, you know, we just want people, guys especially, to be aware of, you know, maybe this is, like he said, you know, he was seen as toxic just because he had certain standards, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Which is, I mean, in all reality, I mean, females don't get, you know, females want guys that are providers, handsome, tall, built, and this and that. But when we say, well,
When we
just
have
want,
standards.
we just want a girl that's submissive, doesn't talk back, we're like, oh, you're like the most toxic guy ever. Well, no girl's gonna want you. And that's one thing that we just want people to be aware of. Like, why is it that
There is a
women,
double standard
women
there.
are taught and raised to for
Like nurturing.
no, basically what I'm saying is a girl's taught to how to get treated by a man and all that and all that, but man, nobody teaches men
Nobody teaches them how to
treat a man.
Treat a man.
Basically, you know what I'm saying? Because we grow up, no, you have to do this, you have to do that. You know, we're automatically from birth, well, you have to get a good job, you have to do this, and females, I don't think necessarily, I'm not saying that you guys aren't motivated and I think that you guys don't have goals or nothing, but in all reality, it's harder for a man to get out there in the world and start dating because we have to build our value as opposed to women just are born with it because you're beautiful. Chances are you're going to be okay in life.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's just one of the things that we want people to really realize that, I mean, it's kind of harsh to say, but women live life on easy mode as opposed to men. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I would say maybe majority of women.
Majority
of women. You know,
because you clearly go through some things and you have your own struggles.
And I think that's that's why I attract the men that I do. Okay, because like I said, a lot of men are like, oh wow, she cooks, she cleans, she does this, she does that, she puts the chair to the fucking left. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like, but in reality, I do those things because I don't want to like upset you.
Yeah.
I don't want you to think of me as any smaller than me not doing the right thing.
Yeah.
You know, and it's funny because a lot of my exes, they're fine with me. You know, my girl's dad, he did the things that he did, but he would do anything for me.
Yeah.
He would literally do anything for me. Still to this day. I haven't talked to him in a very long time, but I know if something were to happen to me or like anything, like he knew that I was genuine.
Yeah.
And that's and it's crazy because that's what kind of makes guys crazy. When they're in a relationship, it fucks up, and then they're like, fuck. Like, she was a good person. Like, she was a good girl. You know, I'm not perfect, you know, but I also had to work on my communication skills because when someone is upset with me or I didn't do what you wanted me to do or how you wanted me to do it, I shut down. You know, I shut down and I'm just like, okay, well, let me do it like this or let me do it like this. Let me do it like this. And then it kind of gets annoying to the man because they're like, why are you doing all these things? Just do it how I told you to do it. And in my brain, I'm like, I did, but you didn't like it.
Yeah, it'd be like that, man. Sometimes a lot of men don't know what the hell they want sometimes.
But that's why I work with teenage boys because you know what? Get them while they're young.
Yeah.
Get them while they're young. And you know what? A lot of the boys that I work with, people ask me this question all the time. Do they flirt with you? Do they flirt with you? And the thing is, no, they don't. First glance, they're like, oh, wow. Like, I've gotten this 100 times. Like, oh, she's a baddie. She's a baddie. You know? But I give off a very nurturing, kind vibe to them.
Yeah.
And they love and they appreciate that. And they respect me for it. So, therefore, I have that respect in them to where they're able to open up to me and say, like, hey, like, I did this because I was feeling like this, or because my mom said this, or because I had a bad phone call, or because this, or because that, you know, not me being like, oh, you're in trouble, like you did this, you're a delinquent, you're this, you're that. I'm like, okay, well, tell me about it. Like, how did that make you feel? Like, how would you handle it differently?
Very interesting. So, on the topic of kids, question for you. If you were to get with a guy, you guys are obviously becoming more serious, would you allow him to discipline your kids?
Be more specific on discipline.
Not necessarily
Whoop their ass,
but you know, obviously, you have a son, you know, and would you be okay with him kind of telling him what it is, like kind of be hard on him?
I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it if you approach them the right way. I'm 100% about that. You can approach every situation the right way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If my kid's jumping up and down, but my kid has autism. Okay? He's jumping and yelling and screaming, and he's like, "Yo, stop!"
Yeah.
No, I'm not gonna put up with that.
Okay.
One, because you know that he has autism. He doesn't speak. He's nonverbal, and that's how he communicates. If you're gonna say like, hey, hey, Joshy, you know, like, let's calm down or let's do this instead, or like approach them the right way, I'm okay with it.
Okay.
You know, I'm absolutely okay with that because I've dated men with kids, and I've also been in the position to where I'm like, I need to be a mother figure. Yeah. I need to be a mother figure, and I need to put my foot down too. But never once would I ever yell at your kid. Yeah. Never once would I be like, go stand in the corner, go to your room, this, that. I'm more of like, you know, with my own kids, I'm like, oh, we're going to sit down and talk about it. Give me your phone. Give me the remote. Like, you're upset? Cool. I'll let you calm down, but we're gonna talk about it. You know, it's all about approaching the kids the right way. And especially me, I'm very protective of my kids. We dealt with TV before, so violence isn't something I condone.
Yeah.
I'm very just much about communication. If you can come at my kids right, I'm not going to be like, don't talk to my kids like that. You know what I mean? Because there are women out there that they date men and then they're like, well, that's my son. It's not your son type deal. You know, it's just like if we're together, if we're official, if we're, you know, building to marriage or whatever, like, of course you're going to have to be involved in my kids.
Yeah.
If there's anything that I feel like I've wanted in a relationship, and I don't know if this is right or wrong, but it's help. You know, it's help.
Help with the kids or?
Help with just, with the kids, with, you know, with food, with cleaning, with anything. Just like mental health, like, you know what I mean? Just keeping me like at a level that I would keep you at.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, but the thing is, it's just like communication is so important to me now. I wasn't good at it before because I was shut down a lot when it came to relationships because I would just get, you know, like I was the wrong person. So I was always trying to make things right. Okay. But now communication is so important to me because it's like, why are you mad?
Yeah.
And if you are mad, why are you reacting this way? You know?
A lot of men don't know how to communicate properly. You know, unfortunately, most men kind of communicate with anger.
Well, you think about it, and maybe it starts when they're young. That's why I work with the boys that I do, because they don't get to express their emotions the way they want to because they have to be tough.
Yeah.
And then they grow up to be men that are tough and you know, like DV and things like that and avoidant.
Yeah.
And then people wonder, like, why is he like that? Why is he like that? And it's because he had to be.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, again, things that we don't try to say too often, but it's the truth, you know, like having a household intact, mom and father there, that's like the best outcome for kids. And it's not, unfortunately, it's not like that. Majority of relationships do fail these days, and we have kids being brought up by single parents, and that's where a lot of it starts. So yeah, it's really good to have mentors and, you know, just some type of discipline, but also have some type of nurture within that kid's life. So especially you as a single mom, I think you have to be the disciplinary and the nurturing person.
It's hard, you know, but I mean, before I used to be like, oh, I don't want to yell, I don't want to tell my kids this, you know, like, or even if they bring up their dad and stuff like that hasn't been around, you know, like I used to be sad about it. I know, I'm sorry, but you know what, now I tell them, I say, I can't make those decisions for your dad.
Yeah.
Okay, what you do know is that I'm here and I'll always be here. You know, I never talk ill about him. I never say, well, he did this to me and he did that to me. I can't control what he does. Okay? And if I'm sorry that upsets you, I'm sorry that makes you sad, you know, but my kids have to go through therapy too.
Yeah.
Because they've dealt with that. Sometimes even having both parents in the home, it's hard.
Yeah.
You know, because they're toxic together.
Yeah.
You know? And it was hard not having him in the picture. But in the long run, it's been good for us, you know, because who would have known if I would have stayed with this person? And the only reason why I got out of that relationship with him, let me choose my words right, because I don't know what we can say on here.
Again, we don't advocate for any type of toxic relationships, guys.
Right. But he actually put me in the hospital.
Oh, wow.
And when I was about to be discharged, CPS was there, and I say now, I'm like, they were like my guardian angels, because they told me, they said, you're about to be discharged, you can go back with him, but just know that we're gonna take your kids away because you're willingly putting them in an unsafe environment.
Yeah.
You were almost dead.
Damn.
You know?
That's crazy.
And I lost it. I'm like, I don't have family. I don't talk to my dad. Like, where am I going to go? Like, I have nothing. Like, and when you're with a man like that, they isolate you to where you don't have anybody. And then you lose, you cut ties with your friends, your family, and all these things because you stay with that person and those friends, and that family's like, I can't watch you be in this anymore. I can't be supportive of you because you're not listening to what I'm telling you to do. You know, so you literally have nobody. But then they said, or you can go out this door and there's a car out there and they will take you to a DV shelter. I said, get my kids.
Wow.
Get my kids. And I stayed there for a year, and you know, and I worked on myself, and I started doing therapy, and that's when I started therapy, and you know, like I was a mess.
Yeah.
You know, I was always in group telling them like, oh well, if I didn't tell him this, like he wouldn't have did that, or if I just had did this right, then he wouldn't have did that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I wasn't
blaming yourself.
Yeah, I was blaming myself for all the things that he did, and after that was like, oh, I need to be single. You know, because I'm gonna do this in every relationship. You know, I'm going to do this in every relationship.
Yeah, I think it's important to take time between any, especially bad ones, any relationships to really reflect on why it went wrong, what you did wrong, taking accountability for your own actions, and also recognizing some of the red flags you look past. And, you know, it's really important to do that kind of thing. But anywho, switching gears a little bit.
Yeah.
Interesting question for you.
Okay.
I know I asked you this on your live. Put the spotlight on you too. Do you think men and women can have a platonic relationship?
I do.
All right, give us your reason why you think so.
I think men and women can have a platonic relationship if they haven't slept together.
Okay.
That's what I think. Because I can say that I have a male best friend.
Okay.
And he is very kind. He's been very supportive of me. Has he ever tried to sleep with me? No. Have we ever crossed that boundary? No. But I've also had men that I have slept with, and they want to be friends, and it doesn't work out. It doesn't work out, you know. So I think sex has a very, you know, it's very big in platonic relationships.
Yeah.
But do I think it's possible? Yeah, I think it's possible.
You want to give your take on it?
Yeah. My opinion. I'm gonna be straight up with you.
Yeah, please.
I don't honestly believe that men and females can be platonic friends. Only for the fact because in our reality, we as men, I mean, it's not that we can't have like a friend, like a girl that's like, oh, hi, you know, how you been, whatever, you know. I mean, I think that's different. I think we all have that, you know what I mean? So, but now somebody that's like telling you like, oh, like, let's go hang out, you know, like we should go watch a movie, you know, let's go have some dinner or whatever, you know. I don't believe that it's in the best man's interest to do all that for a female that he doesn't want to date or doesn't need or doesn't want her physically or whatever, only because he's given her all his resources. You know what I mean? All his resources as a man, you know, obviously if he takes you out, he's going to pay, he's going to pick you up, he's going to do that, he's going to, and or whatnot. I'm not saying that there aren't those rare guys that obviously probably do have real female friends like that, but I think majority of men have a secret agenda when they're honestly doing that, you know, putting that effort into that friendship relationship, you know, because at the end, and in the end game, I feel that no matter what, they're if you were to even give him a hint of like, oh, well, maybe, you know, maybe we should be a thing, he's gonna jump on it.
Absolutely.
No matter what, you know what I mean? And that was the goal from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? So you might have seen it as oh, you know, he's just my best friend, you know. Of course, you know, it's just meant to be. Like, no, that was his goal from the beginning. And I'm just speaking on the majority of men. Like I said, there could be exceptions to the rule. There are men that can totally be friends, but you know, we strongly believe that those men are a little feminine.
So I don't have a lot of platonic relationships, okay? But I do have a friend. He was our roommate when I lived in that house.
Okay.
And you know, like our kids play together, things like that. We've never crossed any boundaries. And the thing is, when we do go out, we set boundaries. You're not buying my drinks. I can buy my own drinks. I'll meet you there. Okay. You know, that's the type of relationship we have, you know? And it's just like he's not up all night like, oh, how are you feeling? Or is your breakup okay? Like this, that. Yeah. It's not like that, you know? Like, I feel like he's just one of my friends that I met at a hard time, and he knew the person that I was dating, obviously, because we were all roommates. Yeah. So we understood each other, like, on that level. But he will tell me, like, you need to get away from this person. He's doing you wrong, and he's taking advantage of you, you know? Like, I'm like, yeah, you're right, you know? Okay, if we decide to go out for a drink, sure, I'll meet you at the casino. Don't worry, I got myself. Don't trip. Like, I would never string you along. But then also too, the guy that I dated in Vegas, he had a best friend, you know, and he went to give her Pedialyte because she wasn't feeling good.
Exactly.
I knew exactly what the fuck she was doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I agree on both sides, you know, like I think there are rare occasions where you can have a male best friend if you can set boundaries and things like that. But I mean, I don't have a lot of them.
So do you think, let's just say,
Given the opportunity.
Let's just say you call your best friend right now. You know, you tell him, and you just like, hey, you know, I know we've known each other for a long time, you know, but why is it that me and you never, you know, were a thing? And you tell him like, you know, come over type of thing. You know what I mean? In your honest opinion, do you think that he'll tell you, oh, you know what, we're just friends, I don't think we, or do you think that he's gonna,
Like if I would try to call him to like hook up with him,
basically?
he'd be like, what the fuck?
That's what I'm saying though. Like, I mean,
but then again, I don't know, you know, but from my experience, like, you know, like I truly believe that he's my friend, you know, he's never even once tried, and I mean, we've gone out drinking, you know, and like he's never tried to make a move on me. He's never, you know, like even currently he's dating somebody else, you know what I mean? And but it's not like the fact where he's like, oh, she's doing this to me, like he's calling me like venting about her, like, you know, like it's not like that. He's like, oh yeah, I met some girl, like this, that, whatever, okay, let's all link up, you know, type deal.
Has he changed since he's gotten with his girlfriend with you?
No.
He still communicates with you pretty regularly?
He communicates with me. I've met her before.
Okay.
You know, like we all link up and we all like hang out and stuff like that. But I mean, I see the perspective that you guys are giving too. But in this situation, like, I don't know, I do see him as a friend. I do see him as a friend, and I feel like he sees me as a good friend. But who knows? Maybe I'm wrong.
I'll give you
Kerwin,
my honest
you out
opinion.
there.
I'll give you my honest
Watching
opinion.
Kerwin.
He absolutely sees you as a friend right now.
Yeah.
But he also sees the potential. And, you know, he would be lying if he were to sit there and say, nah, I would never try. Because the reality is, if you gave him the opportunity, he probably would be like, you know what, let's explore it. You know?
Right.
But, you know, this is why we say it's hard for men and women to be platonic friends, because most of the time the guy has an agenda regardless.
Right.
And we do feel like women get all the benefits of being a friend to a guy, and the guy doesn't get any. And in this case, you're saying that you guys, you know, you've set boundaries. You know, when you're going out, you're paying for your own things. He's paying for his own things. That's good.
Yeah, we meet each other.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like, hey, let me scoop you up or like anything like that.
Yeah, that adds to it. That helps. But most times.
And we've been friends for like, I want to say like 3 years maybe. We've been friends, and there's never been one time where he's just like, come on, like, let me sleep over.
Guys will wait 10 plus years.
Get this, you know what I mean? But then again, see, I don't know that either, you know what I mean? And it's hard for me because I'm the same way with everybody.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, I can only be my true, authentic, genuine self.
Yeah.
And the thing is, people love that about me, you know? And I've literally just been on live, and like people are like, oh my God, like I really want to meet you. Like your energy is so this, like your energy is so that. Like, oh my God, I love you. And I'm like, you love me? Like, what the fuck? Like, bro, I don't even know what you look like.
Yeah, it'd be like that.
You know, but it's just so hard because it's like I give off this energy.
You are very nice.
And then thank you. Yeah. And then like people are very attracted to it, and then they want to like, you know, soak me in. Yeah. But then they're like, oh, when I really get to know you, like, oh man, you've been through some shit. Oh man, you set boundaries for yourself. Oh man, you do this. Oh man, you do that. Like, and it's like, well, yeah, because I've been through some shit. You know, like I like the attention I get on TikTok. I do, if it's the right attention.
Yeah,
I think what I mean?
I think everybody likes attention to an extent, and I think more so women definitely appreciate males' attention more than guys appreciate women's attention. Because at the end of the day, I think if you're a solid guy and you're solidified in your own brain, you don't necessarily need a woman's attention. I think women provide a certain value. And unpopular opinion, I don't think you're getting the best out of a woman, back to the whole platonic friend thing. I don't think you're getting the best out of a woman unless you have sexual access to that woman, and that's just an unfortunate fact. But most of the time, generally speaking, that's the case. You know what I mean?
Right, but I keep an open mind about it because, like I said, although I can be cool with my friend, the guy that I was dating, he was also in a platonic relationship with, and they slept together and stuff like that. You know, so it's like what is the universe trying to tell me? Because it's wrapping around to what I'm doing, he's doing. Yeah. You know, like where I'm obviously on that frequency with those men. Yeah. You know, but it's like on the fence type of deal because I gave him the benefit of the doubt. Oh, she's your friend? Cool. Yeah. I'll trust you with that.
You just got to keep in mind, majority of men that you come across will absolutely be trying to get in your pants. So if you know that, then you know that, you know, you got to weed through the ones who are really about you. So
yeah, and that's why I don't know if you like catch my live a lot, but a lot of the times like people are like, oh, let me take you out for a date. Let me do this. Let me do. I know your intention. Yeah. Okay, and what I'm saying and what I'm being strict on is that I don't want to date people right now. Yeah. Because right now, like, I'm still healing from the last dude that did me dirty because I'm just like, oh, I thought you were the one.
That's the thing. You know? I think it's important that you heal, for sure.
Absolutely. And
you want to reach out?
Some people we got a few.
Okay. We got a few. Okay. Yeah, you mad bro is coming in hot. Self-awareness and accountability are key. This is the same guy. All these we're going to read. Most women these days don't take accountability or have self-awareness to know how their trauma is affecting the way they treat their spouse.
Agreed.
It's our job to be so masculine that you can be in your feminine energy.
100% agree.
No, it's just Scooby. You can't be the fool. You can't be the fool and expect king treatment, and you can't be the 304 and expect the queen treatment.
Wait. What's a 304?
If you type in hoe in a calculator backwards, it's...
I'm done. I'm so done.
Okay, this is back to you mad bro. I have to ban all these fools in her chats. She's the farthest thing from a TikTok hoe. She's a real one.
Oh, is that one of the moderators?
Yeah.
Oh, I think I shouted him out last time I was in because he banned some comments quick. I was like, hey, my boy was on it.
It's because you can tell.
Is the name start with an E?
No, it's not. It's not Elijah. It's not Elijah. Okay. He's another one. Yeah, he's another real one.
I guess this is. Damn, I didn't even see these chats. He's like, bro, why else would he want to be your roommate? Natalie said, I've been taken advantage of multiple times in the past. It does damage women. Okay. You mad, bro? He's back again. Ruthless. My man is a real one. Respect. Scooby has been through some BS for real, so as he should have standards. Oh, that he's talking about you. You mad, bro? Again, yeah, he's coming with a lot.
Hey, we appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, know your worth, 100%. Yeah, I like this dude. He speaks facts. Yeah. Hey, okay. The last ones are from Scooby.
Then subscribe.
So yeah, please, man. If you guys are in here, hit the like button. Subscribe.
I think these are for you. Questions for you. But what if sleeping with someone is one-sided and they don't show it? Man can hide that as well as a woman can. She just gave the example where her ex had a girl best friend and that was a hot mess. Situations where she wanted him. And she felt some type of way when he went to get her meds from the pharmacy. So, no, that whole thing, you coming at me with she's my best friend, BS, or he's my best friend, BS, won't be it not for me. In my opinion, people can change and can switch up on you.
That might be him. I'm just kidding.
I think...
Does she feel okay with you being his friend, your best friend?
Yeah, does your best friend's girl feel okay with you being his best friend?
I might want to put this.
Oh yeah, we're friends. Me and her are friends. Okay. Yeah, we're friends.
Oh, okay.
I think that kind of adds to the fact that he might not try anything at the moment.
Right.
But I think if he was single, I think.
And I think too with us, it's not like a daily thing. You know what I mean? Like I have a best friend that I haven't seen in 5 years. You know, but she's always my best friend. You know, like I'm not like I feel like maybe she would feel a type of way if I was like, hey, what are you doing? Hey, come over. Hey, let's get coffee. Hey, let's do this. Like if I was consistently like on his jock, you know what I mean? But it's just kind of like we don't really do that. Like, oh, hey, we're all going here. Like, come through. Or hey, like this is happening. Like, do you want to join us? Like, it's that type of deal. You know what I mean? But like I said, I still agree with the other things. Like obviously it's hard to have a platonic relationship. Yeah. But when it comes to him, I think it's different. But then again, I don't know. I don't have a man's brain.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I just got done telling a girl the other day that we're friends to an extent. Because at the end of the day, I find you attractive. And for me to be in your presence with that attraction, I could never be a true friend to you.
Right.
I would naturally.
I mean, at least you're honest. You know what I mean?
I had to tell her.
What sign are you?
I'm a Cancer.
You're a Cancer? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm a Virgo.
The shock on her face, she was like,
It's because we don't expect you to say that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We don't expect you to say that. And that's the thing with me as well, is that I'm very open and I'm very honest.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to let you know how you, like, I may let you fucking try me, but I'm going to tell you what it is. I'm going to call you out on what you're doing. You know, and just because it's hard for me to let go, I have abandonment issues. I don't want you to let me go.
Yeah.
If you're in my life, like, I want you to be in my life, and I don't want you to leave me because I did something wrong, or you're making me think that I did something wrong.
Yeah.
You know, so I guess it just depends.
Yeah, I've gotten to the point where I've recognized, and you know, this is why they have the saying, "Nice guys finish last," because I can honestly say majority of my relationship life and all the serious ones that I've had, I've always got the shit end of the stick. Like, no matter what, the shit end of the stick ends up on my side because I've been nice. Like,
I'm part of that nice guy too. Like, I'm part of the nice guy group. You know, like I'm nice until, like, and it's funny because I'll bring it back to being a Virgo. You know what I mean? Like we will take until, like, you have drained every single bit of energy from us, and then I'm just like, dude, I can't do it anymore. Yeah. I can't do it anymore. I'm genuinely nice.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like, I genuinely don't want to hurt you. It's not my intention to hurt you. Why are you doing that to me?
Yeah.
You know, I think it's just a flaw in some people, because I've told Chris about that, and it doesn't go as far as just in his relationships. It goes hand in hand with our job, you know, with other people that, you know, disrespect them or whatever. I mean, you know, he has a lot of self-control because of his background. You know, he's done martial arts or whatever, so I think he's been prepared for that, you know. But other than that, like, I strongly believe that just him being nice to every single person, including his relationships, could be a good thing, but most of the time it's a bad thing, because, like you said, you get taken advantage of, you know what I mean? And he doesn't see it, you know. You guys won't see it, you know. And as somebody that's really just standing by and watching it happen, I try to explain to him, but at the end of the day, I can't change the way he is. I can't change why he does the things he does, or why he's nice to people still, even after getting done dirty. But again, that's just all goes down to the people that you guys are, you know what I mean? So you can't really just blame you on that, you know what I mean?
Right.
But again, I think it's just
it gives us the shit end of the stick.
Yeah. It does.
It gives us the shit
end
of the
stick.
Yeah.
And I've recognized I've changed. Like, with people that are close to me, I tend to, like, not change. Like, I'm always going to be welcoming, loving, endearing, all that stuff. Like, I don't have the heart to, like, really do somebody wrong like that.
I get that from you. Yeah. I get that from you. It's a vibe check for me.
I appreciate that.
You know, so I see that you're genuine, and that's why I wanted to work with you.
I appreciate
because, you know, a lot of people are like, you're just going to go over there? I know, like, you're just going to, like, by yourself? Like, and I'm like, no, dude. It's always a vibe check with me. I communicated with you. You know, we had regular conversations. Yeah. You came at me. You approached me the right way on TikTok. You know what I mean? Like, I'm always open for new opportunities. Yeah. You know what I mean? I feel like I have a voice. I have a story. I have things to say.
That's why I wanted you on.
And I love that. And I love that you saw that, you know? So I see the genuine in people. I do. And that's what gravitated me towards coming here, because of course I'm a girl and I'm like, wait, I'm going to go over here.
Some random guy's house.
Some random guy's house. Like, you know, like, of course. But then I'm just like, you know what? I always go with my intuition. And I'm always like, you know what? This is a good opportunity for me. I love to speak out on things. And you know what? And this is where I can speak out on my relationships.
Awesome.
You know?
Well, we really do appreciate you, you know, taking a risk. Obviously, it's two random guys you don't fucking know.
I still thought he was lying.
You guys are stuck with me. You know?
No, we really do appreciate that.
I still thought he was lying.
Because, you know, at the end of the day, we always said that we wanted to bring girls on, but we just wanted to be a little more established. Because, again, just like, for all you know, we're 400 some subscribers. These guys are nobody. Like, you know, but the fact that you took a risk, and the fact that you're willing to speak about your relationship, your past, you know, takes a lot, you know. So
yeah, and we both have the same mindset. We both want growth in
yeah,
this.
exactly.
You know what I mean? And I think I can benefit from you guys, and you guys can benefit from me.
Agreed.
And we can be open and honest, and that's what we're doing right here.
And so far, it's been a great fucking conversation, guys. So if you guys are enjoying this kind of shit, man,
sorry,
hit the
it's
like
so
button,
long,
people.
you guys. It's so long. It's so long.
This is what we wanted, you know. You guys
Okay.
hit the like button, subscribe, all
Yeah,
that stuff, man. It's
subscribe.
gonna
You
help
guys
us,
too
okay?
on live. Follow us on YouTube.
Yeah, please. All right, so
What number are we at now?
we got a few other questions left.
Yeah, let's go.
These are a little bit more tough, and like I told you before we even started live,
Yeah.
in no way, shape, or form you're comfortable with answering
Yeah,
these.
plead
You
the
don't
fifth.
have to. Plead the fifth. It's all good. But we're genuinely curious. So, do you think a girl's body count matters?
To a man, or just in general?
Just in general. Mostly to a man, because it's gonna be a man that's gonna try to get at you. But
I don't think so. I don't think in this day and age it doesn't, because a lot of people have their body count has gone up. You know what I mean? In my personal experience, I've been in relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I've been with a man for a long time, and I would say that I don't have a very big body count.
Okay.
You know, but I think if I were to talk to a man, he's like, yeah, I've slept with like 50 girls. I'd be like, oh. Like no judgment.
Interesting.
Know?
So you think a guy's body count matters to you?
I don't think it counts me. I think if you're clean and you take care of yourself, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
You know what I mean? There's nothing I didn't even know you back then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And coming from someone that's a lover girl, you know, I'm just like, if that's how you are, if that's who you are, whatever, I think it goes down to like, are you clean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Are you clean, or are you out there with all this body count spreading shit you're not supposed to be spreading?
Right.
That's what's important to me.
Okay.
It's not the number that you have. It's, are you taking care of yourself?
Gotcha.
You know, because you're not about to give that to me.
Yeah.
And add me to the roster. You know what I mean? I think that's what's important to me. You know, like I don't think like there's nothing I could do about how many women you slept with. There's nothing I can do about that. We listen, we don't judge. You know?
We listen and we don't judge.
But I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters to me. There's not one time where I've been like, wait, you slept with how many girls? I don't even ask that question.
Yeah.
I don't even ask that question because it had nothing to do with me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're with me right now. Are you sleeping with other women while you're with me?
Yeah.
That's a problem.
I think for men, from a woman's perspective, a guy who has a decent body count can be considered experienced in dating, and he can get a woman. So it kind of, there's that double standard that if a girl is being promiscuous, that she's a 304. And, you know, I think naturally guys don't want a promiscuous woman. So a lower body count in men is a big thing.
Okay. I can see that. I think I don't ask that question a lot, so I don't really know how it would affect me if someone was like, oh, I slept with this many women.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if someone were to ask me that, I would be honest. And if that affects you, or if that makes you feel some type of way, like, I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do about it.
Yeah.
There's nothing I can do about it.
Yeah,
If you don't like
we
it,
all
you
have
don't.
a past.
If you don't like it, then you don't like it. Then sorry. You know, but I will say that the Vegas guy, when I called him out on TikTok, I had women messaging me. Oh, I dated him at this time. Oh, he was talking to me. Oh, he's still talking to me. Oh, I slept with him. Oh, this, that.
Damn.
Oh, this.
My boy was a player.
I was like, damn, you know? But still, I wasn't like, oh, what a hoe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was just like, damn, you just be out there doing girls dirty. Like, fuck, dude.
Yeah, he was
like,
definitely
just doing
on some
stuff
shit.
dirty, you know?
That's that Sin City life, man. For
right.
real.
And it's so crazy. And I always say that. I'm just like, oh, I'm never dating a guy from Vegas again.
Yeah.
And he would always tell me, and my sisters, they'd be like, be careful, because he's from Vegas. He's a bartender. He's cute.
Yeah.
He's got a following on TikTok. Like, be careful. And I would tell him that. I'd be like, my friends, my family. Like, and he's like, oh, I don't care. I'll prove them wrong. I love proving people wrong.
Yeah, well,
I love proving people wrong. I
proved
said,
them
well,
all
you
right.
just proved them all right. Okay, my friend. Okay,
man.
my friend. And
That's
mind
hilarious.
you, he ended up unblocking me and telling me that he was sorry and that he wanted to make amends with me and that he would come to California and see me and like all these things. She doesn't even want me because I can't have kids. I'm like, no shit, she didn't want you.
Yeah. That's just him trying to have sex.
It's a simple question. Yeah. Do you want to be with me or not? It's a yes or no question. It's not like, well, maybe I want kids, maybe I don't, like this, that. A woman knows I'm not going to be with this guy.
See, a guy will use convenience in order to get sexual access.
Yeah, so I mean, honestly, I'm not a cruel person. I'm like, listen, I'm sorry that it didn't work out the way we wanted it to, but there's no way it would ever be the same. Yeah. So make this your amends. You don't need to come to California. Yeah. You don't need to talk to me. Yeah. You don't need to do all that because I'm not gonna be happy with you. You hurt me. Yeah. You know? And anything I say to you, it's gonna come from that hurt part of me. You know what I mean? And that's where men see like, okay, she's hurt. Let me butter her up a little bit. Mm-hmm. Let me just hug her. Let me just come here. I'm sorry.
They'll use that vulnerability.
Yeah, for sure. I can't do that because I know myself. You know, I know myself, and I'm just like, oh well, maybe he does care about me, but it's just like he obviously doesn't.
If he really wanted to make amends, he could have done it from afar. And give you an example. There was this girl that I had sex with one time. And it was literally the first time that we had sex. And she went home that night and said, I love you. Oof. And I was like, oof, yeah. Oof. Yeah, that's what we said. Oh, yeah. And I was like, fuck. I didn't know how to respond. So naturally, I started distancing myself because I was no way. She was beautiful. But that like already being in love with me just scared the shit out of me. And I'm like, fuck, like. And I did the wrong thing. I was young at the time. Mm-hmm. I basically kind of ghosted her a little bit. Right. And then years later, as I've matured and realized, damn, that was pretty fucked up of me. Like, I reached out to her and I was like, I just wanted to apologize. Like, because at the end of the day, you were a friend to me before we were anything physical. And
so maybe she grew to love you.
Maybe she grew to love you. Yeah, but we didn't really spend like a lot of time. I mean, we knew each other from high school. So like it was just crazy to me to like have the first sexual experience. And mind you, that was literally all it was supposed to be, So yeah, when it all happened, it just scared me. And like I said, I reached out and I told her, look, I apologize for doing what I did because at the end of the day, that really fucks people up. Like to, like have that, just like you said, some abandonment issues, like why not me? Like, am I not good enough? So I felt like it was really important for me as a person to, who cares.
I'm sure she respected that, even though sometimes it hurts. Yeah. To hear that from a man. Yeah. But like I said, my son's dad did that to me and I respect him to this day for doing that because he could have put me through a lot of stuff. He could have cheated on me. He could have, like left me and my kid alone at home. Like but he was straight up and he told me. Yeah. And it's funny because the Vegas guy, he also said, well, I just love you. I'm like, oof. I'm like, you know what I said? I said, you don't do that to people you love. Yeah, exactly. I would never do that to somebody that I love. Exactly. Okay, so you don't love me. Yeah, you agreed. Love the idea of me. And I have that effect on men. I'm sorry.
A lot of people love the idea of love, but don't know what it takes to really be in it. So
yeah, exactly.
It's unfortunate. All right, one more serious question, and then I think we could start rounding it out. I don't know what time you got to pick up your kiddos.
Let's go.
But so this one, have you ever had a one-night stand?
Yes.
Damn, she was quick to say it too. All right, yeah. Cool. We appreciate your honesty because a lot of women won't admit it.
Oh, yeah, I have, and I do it out of a place of hurt. Mm. And I would just say it. Hey, if you're out there. Shit. I got fans. Okay.
He a fan.
But the thing is, after the Vegas guy, like I had a guy and he was trying to like get at me and stuff like that. And, he's pretty good on, social media as well. He does podcasting as well and stuff like that. And, like, I knew what I was doing. Yeah. I wanted to get over the Vegas dude, and I'm just like, let's link up. Yeah. And
who initiated, you or him?
He did. Yeah. But I finally was like, okay, yeah, let's do it. Okay. And we knew what it was. We knew what we were doing. And it was a one-time thing, and it was just kind of like to get my mind off of what I was going through. Am I proud of it? Yeah. Not really, but did I do it? Yeah, I did it.
Yeah.
You know, and I know a lot of people wouldn't admit that. And women are like, oh, I've never had like a one night stand, but it's just like I'm human.
Yeah, I think
I'm human. All... You know, like, you know, it leads back to why are men always finding instant gratification in me? It's because I could do the same.
Yeah.
You know, and it's funny with men that hurt me is that they love me so much to the point where they hate me because anything you can do, I can do better. Okay?
The get back is real.
You know? and the thing is, they hate that about me, you know? And it's like, with the Vegas guy, I'm like, okay, cool. Like, cool.
I feel you.
I got you. You know? And like I said, like, yeah, I knew exactly what I was doing. He knew exactly what I wanted. And I got instant gratification from that.
Okay. Hey, at least you're honest about it. Now, with you being honest about that question, why do you think it's so frowned upon for a guy to want to have sex after the first date?
Why do I think it's frowned upon? I don't know because I think that connection is real, and I feel like if there's a connection, why not?
Yeah. Okay.
You know,
See? Honesty.
I just
Easy.
in my own experience, you know what I mean? Like, I'm all about connection.
Yeah.
And you know, like, if we're safe, if you are feeling it, I'm feeling it, like, why not? I don't know. I don't personally frown upon it, you know, but it doesn't mean like I'm a 304, you know what I mean? But it's just like men do it too.
Oh yeah.
You know, men do it too. Like,
very often.
What are they, a fucking 805 or something? I don't know.
Shout out Firestone.
Hey. Shout out.
Oh man. All right, cool. You know.
But yeah, it is what it is, you know.
For one, we really appreciate your honesty and everything that you've said today.
Awesome.
We appreciate you expressing your story. And, you know, I know sometimes that can be a difficult thing. You know, I've had the pleasure of getting into your lives and kind of hearing you out before I even messaged you.
Yeah.
Because I felt like what we really want is a little diversity on our pod. You know, I know there's other male self-development podcasts out there and they're just sitting there bashing. And I don't think that that's necessarily our goal. I think we do want to expose some of the women's bullshit that they do out here. And I think it's important to bring somebody on and get their first take and, you know, see how that kind of falls into our podcast and what, you know, how we can, again, I've always said it, we're trying to bridge the gap between men and women.
Right.
I feel like we're constantly at odds with each other in this day and age, in this society. And it's unfortunate, man, because there really are guys out there like that are trying to find love and
there are girls out there too, you know, trying to find the same.
Yeah, and unfortunately, you know, a lot of the society norms right now is like, well, what can you give me in order for me to like take you seriously? And I think a lot of men deal with that this day. You know, I've had it happen in my life more often than not, and it's unfortunate that we've gotten here. So, you know, this is why we did this. And again, I can't say it enough. I really appreciate you for coming.
Yeah, can I ask you a question though?
Please.
What do you want a woman to bring to the table? Like, when you say, like, what do you bring to the table? Like, what do you expect her to say?
Well, I hate when she says, I am the table, because you're not.
Oh.
Please don't come at me with that bullshit.
Like breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yeah. You know, I'm very simple. I just want... all men are very, very simple creatures. It's every now and again you have the crazy guys like Vegas guy and, you know, like the DV kind of situations. But for the most part, men just want peace and quiet from their women. They just want to be able to come home and not be in some type of argument because, oh, today I was 10, 15 minutes late. Like, understand and trust that I'm out here doing the proper thing. I feel like femininity in a woman is really attractive. So when a woman can be feminine in her own right at home and doesn't challenge you on certain things, I think that's really important. Loyalty, of course, respect. I think, just honestly, like, the biggest thing I think for me is feminine. Okay,
because I've had that question to me, like, what do you bring to the table? You know what I mean? And I don't have a lot.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't come from a lot. I don't have a lot, but I'm very nurturing. I'm very loyal. I'm very honest.
Yeah.
You know, I'm working on being mentally and emotionally stable.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not perfect, but, you know, I bring the same energy that you give, even though you may be a provider.
Yeah.
And you bring financial stability. You know, like I'm supportive. You know, I got your back. I'll listen.
Yeah.
I'll talk. I'll, you know, like I'm your number one cheerleader. You know, and like some, you know, I've gotten this before, and I say that, and they're like, well, that's not enough. Like that's not enough. And it's just like, what is that? Everyone should be that. Yeah, everyone should be that, but everybody's not that.
Yeah.
You know?
I think men, like I said, men are very simple. If you're giving sex, you're giving love and care, the respect, and naturally being feminine to that guy, I think he'll be solid.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, men really don't care about what your job is. We don't care about, whether or not you're competent enough to understand bigger situations that are bigger than you. I think at the end of the day, what we care about is how you love us.
So if they're saying those are the important things, the ones that you're saying that are not important, if they're saying that, then that technically means that's not really the problem. They're not really into you, right?
Yeah,
they're not really into you.
Right, and I think a woman who's going to flaunt her accolades, like the biggest flex these days is, I got, what would you say a big flex is on a woman these days?
I mean, just the whole I don't need a man and I can do it on my own, and absolutely you can, you know what I mean? But just know that with all that comes, you have to expect that because you can do all these things for yourself, the level of guy that you're gonna want is gonna be way up here, because you're not gonna go. Rarely you're gonna go somebody that's even with you, and definitely not lower than you.
Yeah, women's standards are really high right
So
now.
that's what I'm saying. Like, they can be victims to their own standards.
Oh, absolutely.
You get what I'm saying?
And that's where it ties into when I said my therapist tells me to envision your perfect person. Are you there?
Yeah.
With that person?
Yeah.
If you're not, then you're not gonna find that person.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You're not gonna find that person because your standards are all the way up here, but girl, you're all the way down here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
And I think it's a beautiful thing that you can recognize certain things, and I think we need more women who are willing to take accountability for the bullshit that they're putting out there, and recognize that maybe they should change too.
Oh, absolutely.
And I genuinely think that if a man's being in his masculine, a woman will naturally be in her feminine. So you can't expect it out of somebody if you're not doing your part.
Well, you say you look for femininity in a girl, and it's hard because that's something I've never experienced in my life, because I've always had to be in my masculine energy all the time. There's not one time where I can just be a pretty girl and be whatever, or it's hard. I'm a provider.
Yeah.
I personally think that if you were to find a very masculine man, a provider and all that, I think all that's going to come out naturally from you. I don't really necessarily think that you should be worried about you not being in your feminine ever. But I think just by the way the guy is going to take care of you and make you feel, you're automatically going to fall into that.
Yeah, and that's something that I look forward to. Because I know it's in me.
Yeah.
I know I want it.
That's there.
I know I want it. But it's just like, because I've dealt with the people that I've dealt with, like I'm learning from it. I'm learning from them. Like, okay, so I can't be like this because this is gonna happen. I can't do this because I can't be okay with this.
Yeah.
Because I knew how it was gonna end, but I still stuck around. You know what I mean? So. When I do find that man and he brings out that feminine side of me, like that's gonna be great, because I feel like it will boost my energy and myself a lot higher than already what I am, and I feel like I already have such a high energy, and people love that, and it's like being in my feminine energy is something that I really look forward to.
I'll give you a good tip from a man's perspective. I think that if you expect a man to be provider, protector, dominant, competent, stronger than you, if you expect that out of him and you don't expect that to change at all in the guy, then you should understand that at all times you should be feminine too. I know sometimes that's harder, given the situation, but you wouldn't accept a man who on Wednesdays I say this all the time, you wouldn't accept a man on Wednesdays who decides he wants to cross-dress. And being his feminine, you know what I mean?
Right.
But every other day he's a man.
Right.
but he's manly, right?
Yeah.
Monday, Tuesday, you know what I mean?
It just doesn't work that way,
What I mean? So it's the same for us. We can't expect a woman to just sometimes be feminine and then other times be masculine when, she feels like it. Like, we won't accept that. So I think, again,
But that's something also that I'm learning too,
Yeah.
you know, because I'm so stuck in my masculine energy, but not to the point where I'm like, I can do it myself. I don't need you. I can do it by myself. Like you said, I can do it 100%.
You're doing it out of necessity right now.
I do it out of necessity, you know. But I definitely know it's in me, and I want that feminine energy. It kind of pokes out of me sometimes.
Yeah.
And but the thing is, I'm forced to be my masculine energy, and that's what's hard because a lot of men want a feminine girl.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just like, well, I'm sorry, like I have to be this way, you know. But when I'm with a man, I'm a lover girl.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like kind
That's
of
good.
It's kind of on the
And
fence.
just to be fair, you don't come off as really masculine. You know, I think
you.
I think other women would probably be a little bit more argumentative. You'll probably get butthurt a little faster. I mean, but I feel like you got, you know, a pretty good open mind, and you know, you're honest. And you can recognize your flaws and everything, and it's not something that you're really hiding. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
So I think that's a really good
It's a
thing
work in
about
progress.
you.
It's a work in progress.
Hey, we're always work in progress, people. You know, one thing you got to understand and know about yourself is you're never going to be perfect, but you can always try to be.
Yeah, this was great. This was a great conversation. I hope you guys hit 500. Like,
Oh,
I want
man,
to
me
check
too.
like right now.
Me too, man. You know, we really, again,
Yeah, everyone on
can't
TikTok,
appreciate
everybody, you guys
more.
go follow them, subscribe, like, share.
Yeah,
You want
shout
to read
out.
the last few ones?
Yeah, go ahead. Let's read last comments and then we're gonna close out, guys.
Let me see, Henry.
Oh, yeah.
'Cause I can't see, bro. I'm sorry. I can't.
He's like, pass me it, please.
Next time I'll put the chat up large.
Yeah,
like
for
I
sure.
always.
All right, so we left off. Okay, this is Scooby went again. My opinion: when a man is 100% honest with a woman and being completely transparent, it's like a foreign concept to her because she has never had someone come at her with that level of honesty. Okay.
Most men can be honest.
Doesn't mean they haven't caught something at one point in time between all those bodies. Just saying. Okay. Not exposing anyone, but seeing a patient's chart back when I was in medical office setting, that person being tested for transmissible diseases at a young age. I mean, like under 20, and it was a male. So yeah, maybe they are clean now, but have they always? That's the real question. Okay. Well, this is, and now we're back to that was Scooby.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have anything to say about that?
I mean, like I said, there's nothing I can do about.
Yeah.
You took care of it. You took care of it. You know.
Be clean now.
Hopefully, you could take care of it. Hopefully, it was something you could have took care of.
Yeah.
Last 3 comments is from you, mad bro, my boy.
My boy.
Bro,
Shout
if you
out
called
to
and
you.
said, "Hey, I needed you down," he's on his way. LOL, I'm already liking and subscribing.
Hey, we
God
appreciate
bless
you,
you,
man.
man.
Shout out to you, bro.
Yeah, we get our hearts broke a lot, but that's because we live and love to the fullest.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Facts. Well,
Facts,
look, guys,
facts.
everybody who's commented, we appreciate y'all.
Yes.
If you guys subscribe, we appreciate you even more.
Shout out
Get them at
Scooby.
500. Let's go.
Yeah, guys, you know, we really appreciate that. Again, I want to thank our special guest, and before I even sign out, I'm gonna put the camera on you and tell them where they can follow you and you know what you're about.
Yeah, so you guys can find me on Instagram. All my tags are the same. It's Serena's_energy. And that's I only have Instagram and TikTok. I don't like do Twitter or anything like that, but that's where you can find me.
Yep.
And yeah, I love meeting new people. As like I said, come at me right and we could be friends. Come at me right and we could be friends.
You heard the lady. All right. So hopefully, you know,
Watch your mouth, fellas.
Yeah.
hopefully in the future, you know, we'll be on her podcast and
Yes.
we can, you know, go and give our takes and things. So again, guys, we really absolutely appreciate you guys and
this was great.
appreciate the love. Serena, thank you for coming. Hopefully we can get you on again in the future, and
Yeah.
maybe at that point we'll be fucking even crazier and bigger. Bring some friends, you know, make it a whole panel, you know. So
Absolutely.
you guys stay tuned. You guys already know where to find us. Chaos and Loot Podcast on every social. So we'll catch you guys on the next live Friday, 7 p.m. So long as we're not working and we have some crazy shit going on, we'll always update you guys on social. So until next time, guys, much love from your boy Chaos, Lou, and Serena in the
And
building.
Serena.
We'll see you guys. Peace.
Bye.